And welcome into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Hope you guys are doing well. Another hot day on our hands. Hope you guys are staying cool and safe. I just heard, I guess, the weather guy, the meteorologist, he mentioned, I guess, there's a heat advisory pretty much all week. So hopefully you guys are staying cool out there. I know I was outside early and I always say this, but I'll be honest with you. I don't think today was as bad. It was a lot more manageable. Would you say that was the case for you, or do you think it still was pretty bad? Don't get me wrong, it's hot. It's definitely hot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Christian, it's hot, but it's more so like, at least for me, I have to determine really once I leave the studio here, because then I get in my car that has been sitting in the sun, because back in my apartment complex, it's in the shade. So, I feel like there's a good bit of difference there. So,
You too?
yeah.
I got leather seats. It's gonna.
Oh yeah, nah. I'm about to say I don't got leather seats, so I'm chilling there.
I have black leather seats, so I feel Norse's pain, man. It's definitely tough. You gotta get you one of them old school sunshades. I don't know if you remember those, but you put the sunshade in the front windshield, that might help you out and maybe keep you cool. Yeah, it's a little more old school nowadays. Fair enough, but hey, listen, if it works, it works. I'll say this: there's nothing worse than on a hot day, you get in your car and then you burn your elbow like on like the seatbelt or something like that, man. That's one of the worst. So I will say this: I have a Tesla, right? And with that, it is nice to be able to. You can control everything on your phone. I'm not gonna lie to you; it's one of the coolest things. I know a lot of people kind of like, oh man, those things like they ain't really feeling them. But I'm telling you right now, the features that it has is just crazy, man. Like, and you can always remote start your car, a gasoline car. I get it. Trust me, I'm a big truck guy. I've always had, Sierras and Silverados, and I had a Ford back in college, but didn't do me too well, man. Dang, engine went out and I had to get that replaced. I haven't really had a Ford really since then. But anyway, normally a truck guy, but this thing it can drive itself. There's a lot of stuff you can do. Anyway, we're not here to talk about cars here, but talk about sports, which we're definitely going to be doing a good bit up today. We got a number of things we'll talk about. It is a Thursday, which means we will be joined by none other than Mr. Adam Lamparello of Lamparello Law, Education and Advocacy, our official lawyer and representation here on the show. There's a lot of stuff to talk about regarding cases and whatnot. So I think it's going to be a very eventful day. If you're like me, I always get excited when Adam's on here and we get to ask him about this stuff. I grew up watching a bunch of SVU. I don't know why I was watching that at a young age, but I was. And I don't know. I think it's a little interesting. So I love getting Adam on here. He'll be joining us at the top of the hour. We got the updates with the whole TA situation. We'll get those updates and get Adam's thoughts on that. Plus, I know we kind of piggybacked off of Sorsby, maybe see if Adam wants to touch on that. And, of course, the NBA news now that we had to add to that, Malik Beasley being involved in the gambling scheme, to kind of maybe see what Adam thinks about that whole deal. And if you guys have any questions, of course, you're more than welcome to ask Adam here in the chat. I feel like there was something else that also came up recently that I felt like was good for Adam to maybe answer for us. But regardless, we got plenty to talk with him about. We'll do that. At 11:30, we'll be joined by Brandon Clear. We'll talk some football. Been a number of things coming out. I see you got some more predictions, preseason list. We need to dive into that a little bit. I know Josh Pate predicted the AP list. I know he had Alabama slightly outside of that top 10. We could talk a little bit about that. Plus, I always got to do this early on while we have some time to do it, and it's hot right now, Reed. World Cup, man. We've been talking about it. A lot of people have been converted into, I guess, soccer fans or football fans with the World Cup going on. A lot of really good matches going on. Mexico, Ecuador, that was great a couple days ago. Then the U.S. had a really good game yesterday. A lot of frustration with that red card, Reed. I got to get your thoughts on that because you played soccer, right?
I did.
Soccer.
I did.
You tell me from your soccer perspective. I played soccer as well. Now I stopped playing once I got to high school. I played defender, played a little bit in an indoor league. I played mostly forward when I was playing the indoor league for fun. But anyway, I want to get your thoughts on that because when you watch the slow-mo, definitely it looks pretty aggressive. You see that the cleat is pretty high up, like on the calf almost. Clearly was unintentional, but you know how it is in soccer. I mean, there's just like football, there's rules. A lot of frustration that it was a red card. I genuinely think it probably should have been a yellow. I could probably understand where they saw, where the red card maybe was coming from when you watched it in slow-mo, but what do you make of that call? And just a reminder, the U.S. cannot challenge this. I know some people were thinking that could be the case. You can't. So unfortunately, he's out for this next matchup in the round of this Sweet 16, the round of 16. What do you think of that call there, Reed?
Well, I think a lot of the important factor here is, and this is what I've been seeing everywhere, is when you look at VAR, right? That is just a close up. This is not like football with like targeting call where you try to look at it in slow mo, right? Like VAR is mainly used for offsides, so you can break down like the small inches of someone being offsides. But if it comes to a foul like this, then you have to look at the foul in real time, right? And that's what most people have a problem with, is that they looked at it in slow motion, like in the VAR, and that's what really determined the red card. Now, credit, I like you, Christian. This on Balgan, this is not a red card because Balgan didn't intentionally. It's not like he went full slide tackle into the guy's knee. They were both playing the ball. Now, credit, he did clip the guy's, back of his ankle, back of his heel. Yeah, and so I mean, credit, that is full spike. So I'm not saying it didn't hurt, and I'm not saying it's not a foul, but the refs were letting it be physical all game long, and then when they finally get one that's worthy of a card, I think it's a yellow, because once again it wasn't intentional. But for them to pull out a red is, in my opinion, a little bit too much because it was not intentional. I thought he was trying to play the ball. He didn't look at the guy's legs. And it's a huge blow for the round of 16 when USA plays Belgium.
Yeah, and like you said, the intentionality, I think, is the big thing. I mean, because you see in soccer, at least, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about here, like when guys are full out aggressive and intentionally, like they're going to clean a guy, not clean a guy, but you know what I mean? Like the intent is a little bit different. Clearly, the intent was not there. Granted, that's not the only factor, but there's a difference when I see like red cards and you just know it might be late in their game. Guys are getting aggressive. There's, the emotions going on. And dude, he goes to make a tackle and it's like, it's bad. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, yeah, that's a card. This to me, I'm with you. I'm like, I can see in the slow-mo when you look at it, you can almost convince yourself, but it shouldn't have been a red card in my opinion. I don't think it should have been.
And that's another thing too, is slow-mo. Like I believe it was Jake in the chat was saying it makes it look a lot worse, and it really does. I mean, when you look at it in slow motion, I bet you, the defender probably bruised up from that. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that more than likely hurt. Right?
Feel good.
I've been there, but it's for him to not like come in full speed tackling, and it looks like he's trying to step toward the ball, but he's not looking at the other guy's feet. So for all he knows, he's stepping on probably grass, and then he clips the guy's ankle. So that probably also didn't feel too well on Balgan either. So for that to be a red, when I saw that, I was like, wow. And then they reviewed it. I was thinking, okay, they'll pull out a yellow, no big deal. Just let him, he's got to play safe for the remainder of this so that he can play against Belgium. But they pulled out the instant red. So now we just got to adjust and, be ready to substitute him in because we played the remainder of that game with 10 people. So
that's a good point. I mean, but with him being out the next one, I mean, how do you think that fares for the U.S. in that matchup? I mean, are you obviously you're at a disadvantage, but how concerned would you say you are, Reed?
Believe it or not, a good bit, because this goalkeeper we're going up against in Belgium, Courtois, he plays for Real Madrid right now.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, Courtois, they're
he's still he's 34 years old. If you know Courtois, he's one of the most like premier. And so really probably would have wished this would have been like if we could have substituted the red card for him not playing against Bosnia rather than Belgium. 100% would have done that because the keeper difference is humongous. And so there's going to be some guys that are going to have to step up, whether we change the formation, because I know last game we run a 3-5-2, had 2 attackers. So maybe we just run 1, or maybe we run some type of 4-3-3 with a striker and some wingers. Either way, we're going to have to adjust somehow, especially against a great keeper like Courtois.
Yeah, I didn't realize Courtois was their keeper, man. Yeah, you're right. He's a dude. He's one of the best keepers in the world. So that's definitely something to look out for. For anybody that's just now kind of getting into soccer, I'm telling you, it's a great sport, man. And for people that call it boring, hopefully this kind of changes, I guess, your opinion on the sport. Because I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I get if you're just flipping through the channels on a Saturday morning and you just see one of the Premier League games and you don't really know what's going on, it's probably not going to grab your attention. But the sport itself is interesting. But you know what's funny, Reed? Just still seeing all these reactions like on social media from a lot of people that don't. And granted, I'm not, even though I played soccer growing up and like I like soccer, I've been playing FIFA for years. Like, I'm not even gonna act like I'm the biggest expert, but it's funny seeing so many people like chiming in and trying to, and I love it. I encourage it. But also there are some things where I'm just like, all right, man, we're making ourselves look kind of funny. Like I think it was like Chase Daniels, that free kick that we scored last night. He like posted, and he's probably just trying to get engagement, but he was like, this might be the greatest goal of World Cup, like in the World Cup of all time. I'm like, what? I'm like, dude, like it was a great shot. But I'm like, brother, you're making us look stupid, man. Like, bro, you you got a lot to go watch if you thought that was like the greatest.
Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, Tillman's free kick was amazing, but credit, it was also like right up against the box, right? Like if people thought that was crazy, there's been several players from way farther out free kicks that somehow nail it in.
Oh, or just maybe take Zlatan Ibrahimovic and his bicycle kick from like 40 yards out or something crazy. Like the keeper was pressing him, whatever. He just bikes
Yeah, he
it.
tried to run back. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I might like do like if you are impressed. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to make it seem like free kicks are not. I mean, you got a wall in front of you. The way he bent it like that. It's great goal. Don't get me wrong, but like I'm not gonna lie, we are kind of telling on ourselves that we're not and people know people in the US aren't like huge on soccer compared to other parts of the world. But some of these things I'm seeing, I'm like, oh God, man, we look dumb. But it's all right. You know, we're rooting for our team, and that's all that matters. So hopefully we'll be able to manage that whole I guess being without Balogun in that next matchup, because he's a dude, man. He's definitely a dude. But this World Cup has been very, very fun, very entertaining. So I will definitely be keeping up with it. We got to hit a timeout. We come back. We'll keep on rolling. We still got plenty to talk about. Again, at 11:30, we got Brandon Clear. We'll talk some football with Brandon, get his thoughts on the latest in the college football world. Of course, at the top of the hour, we got our official attorney, Mr. Adam Lamparello, joining us. So we'll get the latest with the TA situation, get his thoughts on everything now that we've got some more updates to go off and more. Of course, we always encourage you guys to get in on it. 205-342-9904. Hit us up on the phone lines if you guys want to get in. Make sure you probably do that either this segment or once we finish up with Brandon or maybe a little bit later on the show. And, of course, always check us out on the streams at The Miller's Edge on YouTube, on the Tide 100.9 Facebook page, on X at The Miller's Edge as well. If you guys prefer to watch the show, you can always do that and leave your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. We always appreciate that as well. We got to hit a timeout. We come back. We keep on rolling right here on The Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC. Good deal, man. What's up, guys? Who we got in the chat? A little more active today, which is cool, man. We had a little bit of a slow day yesterday. Should be a good one, though. I'm excited getting Adam on here. Let me see who we got. Let me move this because I don't know, man. I don't think they should copyright a quick little replay of that. That shouldn't be a problem, but let's take a look at this free kick, though, that Chase Daniels, I think, said was like the greatest goal of all time. Let's see. Throw that on there. Crystal, what's up? 65 days until Alabama football. Hey, we're getting close, man. We're getting real close. How far are we out? Training camp's what, like 3 weeks away, 3.5 weeks? I'll be honest, man. I'm excited about the start of the season, but training camp for me is even more. That alone will get me fired up. So I'm looking forward to that. We need a countdown for that. I think we're probably 25, 26 days, something like that. Jake, what's up? Hope everyone has a great and safe 4th week, and absolutely you too, man. Yakenji, what's up? Latoya's in here early. What's up, Latoya? Hit that like button. Absolutely appreciate you guys. If you guys don't mind, hit that like button already on your way in, or if you haven't, we always appreciate that. That helps us out, helps us keep growing the channel. We appreciate that. QD's in here early. What's up, man? We got Kyle. What's up, Kyle? Christian, I went back and looked at some 2018 games. You were a force. I appreciate that. You know, I appreciate you guys always mentioning that. 2018 definitely was my year. That was my senior year. Finally was fully healthy. Finally had an opportunity to really play meaningful snaps. And even then, I still really didn't play nearly as many snaps as a lot of other people. Because remember, we didn't really do a whole bunch like nickel rabbits. I started in base, which, we only played about a quarter of the games, in base formation. And then other than that, now I was, splitting duty and nickel at Jack, and then also started in our third down packages. That being said, it's funny. I saw a post the other day. Somehow it was like the 5 underrated edges of Coach Saban's era. And of course, I don't really care about this stuff. But I was like, I couldn't help but notice. I'm like, man, they didn't put me in there. I'm like, I feel like I'm like the definition of underrated when it comes to all that stuff. I'm like, man, you take into consideration the time that I missed due to injury my junior year, the limited number of snaps I just talked about even my senior year, and still I'm like, man, I mean, the numbers I put up, if I would have been able to be, if I would have played in more games, I'm like, man, I would have easily put up 20 plus career sacks. Anyway, that said, I think that list was it was a weird list because it said underrated, but they had like Tim Williams and Ryan Anderson. I was like, I don't go ahead and call those guys underrated. Those dudes were dogs, man. Those dudes got all the, all the recognition, not all the recognition. I mean, you could probably call maybe Ryan a little underrated, but Tim was like with the top edge, with the top edge guys in the country. I don't think that counts as underrated, but no, I appreciate you guys always going back and showing love. And welcome back into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTVC. Well, let me ask you this, Reed, because I just was talking about this. LaToya was talking about going back and watching some games in 2018. I always appreciate you guys showing love and when you go back and watch these games, mention that. But I was talking about that. It's like the underrated edges of Coach Saban's era. And I don't think it's up there anymore. I think they deleted it because I saw Clinton had responded. But I know it had Ryan Anderson, Tim Williams, Chris Braswell, Q Robinson, and then there was one more. Who am I missing? Who was that fifth one, man? Oh, Anthony Jennings. As underrated, as the top 5 underrated. Masked up in the chat says Tim Williams was, in fact, underrated. I don't think I would call Tim underrated. What do you think, Reed? Would you consider – oh, you're about to take a call, of course. You're going to take that call. But I don't know if I would say maybe we need to figure out what the definition of underrated is. I don't know if I would call Tim underrated because I feel like Tim was like one of the most talked about edges in the country, especially in 2016. I mean, he was our premier pass rusher in 2016 for what's arguably one of the greatest defenses of Coach Saban's tenure. So that was already kind of off. Even, I'll be honest, I don't even know if I would consider Ryan Anderson so much underrated. Maybe a little bit of an unsung hero, but I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I put Ryan and Tim together because they were the 2 starters in 2016, and me and Anthony were behind them, right? So I feel like they get a lot of, recognition because what their efforts, and rightfully so, because, I mean, I think Tim had 10 plus sacks, if I'm not mistaken. Ryan ended up having like 8.5. They both were phenomenal. And then I don't even Anthony, man, I don't even know if I would call Anthony necessarily underrated. Anthony was a dog, and for everybody, you know what I mean? So I think the list was a little skewed, but I will say we're talking underrated. I feel like I qualify for that. I feel like I qualify. I would label more like even like Chris Chris Braswell you can count as underrated because he was a little overshadowed by Dallas and Will Anderson. So I would leave him on there. Q Robinson, I think that's another good one. But I would replace maybe like Tim, Ryan, and Anthony with maybe like Chris Allen. I think that would be a good one. Myself, I think though, I feel like we would probably qualify more like as underrated. But definitely great contributors, but just more on the underrated side. Or even somebody mentioned like Dylan Lee in the chat. I know Adrian Hubbard, Xavier Dixon, like some of those guys ever here before. I played with X and Dylan, but not Adrian. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, and there's a random list I just saw on Twitter. But what do you think, Reed? What's your definition of underrated? Because would you call like Tim and Ryan underrated? I don't think so.
See, no, I would think underrated at least is you kind of alluded to it a little bit, how you kind of get overshadowed by someone, right? And those guys that you initially listed, I think those guys are perfectly rated, right? Because I feel like you have to decide whether underrated, overrated. Like, why can't people just be perfectly like how we see them now? Right. Like, I think that's great. Like you said, they did their contributions, but then the other guys that might get overshadowed a little bit because of those perfectly rated guys production, then I think that would be considered underrated.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. But again, this is like a random Twitter list, but I was like, yeah, I mean, I feel like anytime you talk about top edges under Coach Saban, I feel like Tim is like top 3 because I would probably say Will Anderson. Remember, this is under Coach Saban. If it was Alabama all the time, you got to throw Derek Thomas up there. But we're talking about Coach Saban era. I would probably say Will Anderson for sure. I feel like Dallas Turner's up there. I feel like Ryan and Tim are always in that conversation. That's why I was kind of confused because I would say there's some like the top edges under Coach Saban. And then Anthony for sure. I mean, Anthony was a dog. He was it was here 5 years. I can't remember if Anthony did 4 or 5, but I know Anthony contributed a lot, and he was all around. His sack production increased every year, went from a couple to 5 to 8. A great edge setter, pretty much an every down type of guy, a dog, a great leader. Anthony's definitely well respected and's got to be up there. Upshaw, a little bit, earlier in Saban's time, but yeah, I always thought Tim, like when you talk about pass rushers under Coach Saban, I feel like Tim's name always comes up. And it should. Tim was a dude, man. Like, when I tell you nobody could block Tim in practice, we're really in general, but I mean, in practice, when we did like one-on-ones and stuff, I mean, Tim was just unblockable, man. Like, he was a guy that just didn't even make sense. I mean, he had great get off. I mean, he had an arsenal of moves that he worked, man. I mean, he could work the speed, he could go to power. I mean, he could pretty much do everything. And then as he learned, Tosh taught us more pass rush moves and how to use our hands more and really set things up and work counters, man. Tim just got even better. He was a force, man. He definitely was a force. But I always say there's one dude that probably could have ended up being that type of pass rusher, but unfortunately just didn't really work out. Ayabi Anoma, he was a 5-star recruit out of Maryland. I always tell people from like a tools perspective, he could have been that type of player, man. But just a lot of things that didn't necessarily play out. But anyway, it's always fun coming up with these lists and whatnot. Speaking of that year 2016, by the way, this had come up, and I'll even ask Brandon about this, but we got to hit a timeout in about a minute or so. Maybe you can give your thoughts real quick on this read. I saw that George Teague had posted something. It was like a stat or a graphic. So speaking on 2016 and those defenses, he had posted this tweet comparing 4 of the ultimate, the ultimate 4-air defensive comparison. And it was basically comparing the defensive metrics of the 1961 defense, the 1992 defense, the 2011 defense, and the 2016 defense. And his tweet reads, comparing these 4 legendary Bama defenses highlights the dramatic evolution of college football, moving from Bear Bryant's suffocating 1961 unit with 2.2 points per game allowed, which is crazy, to Nick Saban's hyper-athletic 2016 playmaking defense, allowing 13 points per game, which, again, during that time, it's very low. While the 1961 and 2011 squads hold the crown for statistical perfection, the 92 and 2016 units are celebrated for their unmatched intimidation factor and game-changing playmaking ability. So kind of an interesting thing. I got this pulled up on the screen. Let me make it so you guys can see that. But as you can see, I mean, 1961, through 11 games, they only allowed 2.2 freaking points, which is insane. Now, football was a lot different back then. Me and my dad were arguing about this the other day. Football was a lot different back then, but still holding a team to 2.2 points is pretty crazy. They only allowed 3 total touchdowns. So, I mean, nobody hardly got in the end zone. 132 yards per game and only gave up 66 yards per game as well. And they had 6 total shutouts. I wish there was tape we could go back. We always break down tape on this show. I wish we could break down 1960 tape. I'm really curious, man, what those games actually look like, because those stats sound almost made up. But comparing it to 2016, which I just told you I was back up to Ryan and Tim that year, 13 points allowed per game, 22 total touchdowns allowed, 261 yards allowed, and only 63.9 yards allowed rushing in 3 total shutouts, man. But you talk about a defense that forced turnovers and non-offensive touchdowns. That was a crazy year. That was definitely a very, very crazy year. But, I mean, as you can see, these other defenses were very special as well. So, that being said, let's do this. Let's hit a timeout. When we come back, we'll get Brandon Clear here on in a second. I think he'll be joining the stream. So if you guys want to check us out there, at The Miller's Edge on YouTube, at The Miller's Edge on X, and Title 100.9's Facebook page as well. Want to get y'all's thoughts on this. Because I know we got some Bama fans that, I feel like that have been fans this long, Reed. They've been able to see the evolution. Maybe they can tell us their thoughts. Because you got 1961, 92, 2011, and 2016. How would you guys compare those? Because I could compare 11 and 16. As great as 92 was, I'll just be honest with you. Number one, I wasn't born yet. And I haven't seen enough of them to really give a fair, opinion on it. So if you guys have seen all of these defenses, maybe 3 of them, 3 of the 4, and you have any thoughts, let me know. Which do you think ended up being the most dominant defense? here in Alabama history. We'll talk about that and more when we come back right here on the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Quick timeout. Don't go anywhere. Brandon Clear coming up next. Hey, it's Christian Miller, and I wanted to. All right. What do you guys think, man? If you guys have seen a couple of those, 3 of those, 4 of those, let me catch back up on the chat real quick. Christian was definitely a goalie. Nah, I played defender, man. I played defender when I was playing. I think Brandon's on stream. Yeah, Reed. I was playing defender for a while. And then when I started just playing in the indoor league when I was in high school, I didn't play soccer in high school. I was, I guess, focusing on football, but I did play in indoor leagues. I played it in like the Mexican leagues, hence why I've always wanted to learn Spanish. I started playing forward just for the fun of it. But no, I ain't played goalie. My best friend was our goalie in high school, though, and he was a beast, man. He wasn't that big, man. He wasn't that big, but he was a beast. Lisa says, agree. When you know what's going on, soccer isn't boring. My daughter played for years, including on a college scholarship, so I really got into it. Yeah, it's great, man. I used to love going to, our soccer games here at Alabama when I was in school. I was friends with a lot of the girls on the team here, and it's a very fun sport, especially when you actually kind of know, like you said, what's going on. You keep up with it. It's fun. It's definitely fun. I get the World Cups. The World Cup, like watching the World Cup is almost like watching the playoffs in the NBA, watching the play. You know what I mean? The excitement level is going to be a little bit higher. But the sport itself, man, it's a great sport. People make it seem like it's just boring, but I feel like there's good pace when people go on runs. There's close, missed opportunities, or it's always like, man, when somebody's on a run, you're like, oh, they're about to score. Oh, okay. And then when they do score, it just like erupts. It's cool, man. It's really cool. Let's see what else. Smitty says, Brandon Clear's going to show up rocking an Armani suit, might show up in a mink coat in the winter. I don't know, man. He might. What do you have, Burberry last week? He might have Gucci on today. I got this old Alabama polo I got on. So, he got me beat. I can tell you that much. At least I got a polo on today, though. I do have that. Jay Bureau says, did you see Pete Nako saying, DGG will likely be the first running back out of high school to make $1 million. Yeah, we talked a little bit about that yesterday, so I didn't recognize the initials DGG. I said I think it's crazy, man. If you're able to make $1 million as a running back come out of high school, you better stay in college as long as you can and take advantage of all that NIL or revenue share, whatever it is. That's crazy. Ask Brandon Clear, was he better than Chad Jackson at Hoover High School? See what he says about that. Oh, I see him laughing down at the bottom. So, we're going to ask him. Y'all got a lot of questions for Brandon. Keep them coming because he's on here now. I'm going to let him answer. Here we go. And welcome back into this Thursday edition of Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. We're now joined by our guy, Brandon Clear, former Clemson wide receiver, of course, great football analyst now. We might as well just call him a college football analyst, man. He's always dropping the heat here on the Miller's Edge. Brandon, welcome in.
Miller's Edge family, what's happening?
What kind of shirt you got on, Brandon?
Keeping it simple, man. Polo, bro.
Polo. Okay, all right. Fair enough. Hey, it's still
sport,
nice,
man. Got to rep the blue.
All right, fair enough. I had to make sure because Smitty was accusing you of coming on here with an Armani suit. He said a mink coat like Trick Williams might be coming up next in a few months once this heat kind of settles a little bit. So I
declared it, bro. Custom. I don't wear Armani. I wear custom.
Oh, all right, fair enough. Y'all hear how he's rocking, man. Our guy Brandon. Brandon, we got plenty to dive into today, man. I want to start here. We saw Pete Nako's article. I don't know if you got a chance to read it or see kind of what he was talking about, but I'll fill you in basically the gist of it and a reminder for anybody that didn't hear the show yesterday. It was an On3 report, and it gave an inside look on the current state of recruiting, specifically, I should say, the month of June, which we know now is like the prime period of visits, and that's when you're seeing all these commits and so forth. Well, he basically said in the report, after speaking to general managers, agents, all these people in the space, the floor for a low-rated 4-star is currently at about $350,000 and easily goes up to $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 if people want to just really be competitive. And we're talking about for lower rated 4-stars. So you can only imagine what these higher quality, I guess I should say higher quality, but these higher rated recruits are receiving or demanding it. Talked about, general managers saying, hey, we're paying $50,000, $70,000 just in the month of June just to get guys to work out. I mean, so you clearly see the spending is increasing more and more. And I just thought it was interesting because when I read it, I'm like, of course, we're talking about Alabama's recruiting class. We're hearing the noise and what they're telling us that, hey, we're not getting into bidding wars. Hey, we're not paying. If the dollars don't line up, we don't really need to discuss anything further. But now I think you really see, or at least hear, exactly the true details and why it's become what it is. What do you make of that? And what do you Sorry, my mic went on mute for a second. What do you make of that, and what do you think that does for Alabama, maybe long term? Of course, the strategy is to be competitive when it makes sense. You want to retain as much as possible, but when you're seeing these numbers, Brandon, and you just know there's some people that doesn't really mean anything to them. Texas A&M, for example, they said they have a recruiting class that's worth probably around $10 million, and that's not to mention however much money they spend in the portal, or however much money they're already paying their current roster, which is probably 30, 40 plus $1 million easy. What do you make of this report from Pete Nakos and just the spending and just how it just increases? Somebody in the chat just mentioned there's a high school running back that's looking to be the first $1 million running back out of high school. Not even played a snap of football in college, Brandon. $1 million already being offered, up to $2 million I read as a running back.
So we had a great call last week. We talked about paying for what you're worth. We're also at a capitalistic society where you get what you pay based off of what you're able to get. And so I don't fault the kids for going out there and getting paid to the highest bidder. And this is an issue the NFL had for the longest. Jamarcus Russell at one point was the highest paid player in the NFL. And eventually the vets got tired of it and they pushed the league to be able to put in those minimums for those rookies because they haven't earned anything. I have the same mindset when I'm going after a 5-star recruit, and oftentimes those are based off of measurables. I've seen tape of some 5-stars, and I'm just like, I don't see it. I've seen tapes of some guys that were 3 or 4 stars. I was like, they have potential. They just haven't grown into their bodies yet. Right. Imagine if a Travis Kelce, who was like a 3-star coming out of school, if he was in this environment, he would get looked over because he wasn't there yet. He was a quarterback coming out, and he moved over to another position. So schools like a Texas A&M, Texas, if they want to pay for these players to come over there and sit on the bench, because most of the time, I don't care if you're even a 5-star, you're not ready to play. It's a different speed. It's a different mentality. A lot of them should be redshirting. So if they want to pay a guy $1 million to sit on a bench and you've got players on your team that are proven commodities and they know that this player is going to be – that's what's going to happen. Players talk. And so if I'm a vet and I find out you're making $1 million, I'm going to be leaking that information. Right. I want my agent to be able to leak that information to make sure I'm getting paid more than the rookie you have coming in. So now you've messed up the dynamic because you need to pay a proven commodity. You can't live off of rookies coming in and thinking you're going to be able to do something. And that's where Texas Tech, fault them for all the things they do. The money and where they're throwing it at, they may have a couple of 5-stars here and there, but majority of it's going to proven commodities, and they're bringing them in saying they're going to be impact players. Alabama's taking a different approach saying, hey, we'll pay, but we're not going to overpay for a guy. We'll develop and trust when the time comes and you're ready and you've proven that you're actually worth what we paid you, we will increase that. We'll create more opportunities for you. So then you start earning it. And a lot of these players, that's the challenge they're going to have. And that's why a lot of them won't even have any success going to the next level, which I didn't have the opportunity to do. But when you listen to former NFL players like Christian, like yourself, or other people talk, the distinction is now you're getting paid, everyone's paid. What's keeping you at the grind level, making sure that you're actually becoming the best person or best player that you can be for your team. And if you don't have the internal motivation and you've just been making all this money before you even done a thing, you have an expectation that these things will just naturally be afforded to you. And your performance will ultimately just start suffering because you're not refining your skill sets. So these freshmen coming in, you don't think the vets are going to be irritated that this guy's going to be making more? You have leadership on there who's going to start seeing this being an issue. And if leadership starts coming in and say, coach, we don't agree with you paying this dude $1 million. What is the coach going to do? He has to dictate. Is he going to let his team dictate how these things are managed? Because if I were a vet, I'd go to the coach and say, Coach, you start paying these rookies $1.5 million, you're going to lose the team. Because you can't look everybody in the faces saying, hey, we're going to take care of you. We're going to look out for you. And then there's rookies, a running back at that. I don't believe in paying running backs. This is my opinion. I think that's a position it's a dime a dozen, in my opinion. Right. I would never pay a running back top dollar ever. I would get off a running back. I would have a stable of running backs. And then as soon as the guy becomes too expensive, unless he's just an outlier, I would replace him. That's just my personal opinion, because the wear and tear that goes there, I just don't think it's worth it. So again, Pete Nakos, he's bringing out something that's going to be happening over the next year. Players are going to talk because they're getting irritated by it, especially players that have proven and have done everything, and they're not seeing the rewards for the contributions they give to the team, but they're seeing these freshmen coming in making this money. They'll start speaking out. And then that's when those teams and the dynamics are going to be having issues, because you're not going to be able to rein that in. Your pay scale is going to keep going up, and now the player is going to be dictating how much you're paying, and you have to keep everybody happy, which is impossible. So just watch over the next couple of, I would say, months, and even within the year, players will start pushing back on the notion that not everyone is equal, but a 5-star means nothing to me. I don't care if you're a 5-star. You're a 5-star playing 3A football. What? And then you get to the Under Armour game, you get exposed. Just like that cornerback. I call it what it is. That cornerback that just we lost out on to Oregon.
Hayden Step.
Step.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed by him. I saw him getting cooked at Nike Open. He has poor technique. He has bad hips, and he's actually not that fast. He was a step behind, ironically. I see that. I'm just like, okay, he has measurables. That's what they see. He has measurables. But I don't care what your measurables are. When I'm paying you, your measurables and the performance that I'm seeing have to match up. But if I see a dude that is a 4-star that may not have all the measurables that you have, but he's a better player, better technique, I'm gonna focus on the 4-star that has better technique, and I'm not waiting on your ceiling if it's a matter of cost. I'm not paying you $1 million. I'll pay the $400,000. I'll pay $400,000 for the 4-star. Him coming in, and there's a high. There may be a lower ceiling, but there's a higher floor, and I'm going to go with him. So that's what Alabama's choosing to do. I like the strategy, but don't get it twisted. We need 5-stars because those guys have something that you just can't coach. Xavier Griffin, he needs to be on this team because he has those things he's born with, God-given abilities, and we have to also bring those people in. But your entire roster doesn't need to be littered with it.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I mean, it makes sense why you really have to start being a little bit more choosy if these numbers are in fact what they are, because I don't think. I mean, unless you're just Texas A&M or these other programs that don't care about a budget, these numbers are – I don't know how anybody can afford all this, especially year in and year out, especially when you also want to retain some of your players that you already currently have on your roster, like an Xavier Griffin, who will be going into his sophomore season after this season. And I would imagine you probably need to maybe look to see where he stands. And I'm sure he wants to be here. Everything about him screams that he loves Alabama and wants to play here. But at the end of the day, I'm sure he also would – want to be feeling like he's compensated, right? So that's something you consider. But they also mentioned this in the article, and this directly kind of, I guess, is related to Alabama, Brandon. One of the GMs, an SEC GM, had mentioned he doesn't believe you can just go chase a top 10 quarterback every year. It doesn't make business sense. However, when you look at Alabama, they are one of the few teams that have proven that you indeed can do that. They signed Keelan Russell, who was, I think, arguably one of the top 3 recruits in the country total at all, out of everybody, any position. Then you end up signing Jet Tamala, who was, I think, a top 10 quarterback. Kawa, I don't remember where he ranked, but I think he was a 4-star at least. Now you're talking about Elijah Haven, who is, I think, the number 1 quarterback. And then also Trent Seaborn. So not only are they signing back-to-back top 10 quarterbacks, really like top 5 quarterbacks, but also signing 2 at a time. What do you think that signals for Alabama, since they're kind of going completely against what this general manager is saying? They're showing that it's possible, but do you think it does it? Do you think it makes business sense, or do you agree with the general manager that spoke in this article that it might not be the most ideal?
Well, that general manager is not looking at intangibles. You notice the people that they go after aren't bag chasers. They want to again, go to a place they're going to be developed, go to a place where they have to compete, knowing they may have to sit, but then you see the proof is in the pudding. Todd Simpson only had 1 year of production and went 13th overall.
Sure.
So now when I'm talking to you and I'm saying, Christian, if you're patient and you compete, you'll have an opportunity to play. We believe that you're going to be a first-round pick. It's not just lip service. These other places and some of these quarterbacks, and this is my opinion, the quarterbacks that are bag chasers, I don't want you. There's something off with you because quarterbacks have to be different. You have to be motivated outside of just money. Because if it's just money, Tom Brady would not be who he is if it was just about the money. It's not like he came from an impoverished area. He came from two-parent household, well-to-do. There was some internal motivation that made him wanted to be how great he was, and he wasn't always the highest-paid quarterback. So the Alabama, the differentiation is they have great eye for talent because Keelan Russell was initially a 5-star. He was a 3-4-star that was just coming in, and they're like, oh, look, the LSU guy was talking, say, oh, look, Alabama's falling off. They got an SMU guy to transfer, and he ended up winning the Elite 11, one of the number one quarterback in the country, and then flip that. Look at Bryce Underwood. He a bag chaser, respectfully, toolsy, all the measurables. When I watched him play, I was like, he wasn't ready to play last year. He should have been sitting. But I paid you $4 million. I can't sit you. You got to play. And when I watched the spring game, I was like, the backup quarterback is better than him right now. But I can't play the backup if I'm paying my starting quarterback $4 million. Bryce should have went somewhere where he could have sat and learned. He should have went to LSU and sat behind, the Mettenberger. He should have sat behind him for a year. And so if you do that, then you develop. That's why Bryce Young's, the Tuas, like all these people that Alabama, this is the trend that they've always had. They'll have people willing to wait and sit because they know that they'll learn and have an opportunity in the future. Mac Jones, Jalen, all these people. So that, in my opinion, Alabama's doing it right, and they can continue doing it right. Don't throw a bag at a bag chaser because the bag chaser is not going to be able to be the leader that you need for your team.
Hey, that's a fair point. I was going to say, I think the reason they are able to recruit the way they are at quarterback is I think you hit the nail on the head. I don't think these guys are demanding as much as some of these other individuals that you probably see going to other institutions that are probably getting hefty, payments up front. I feel like our guys are what you're saying. They're buying into the process. They want to come to Alabama, probably willing to take a little bit of a pay cut, knowing that they'll see an increase as they develop and as their time, passes here on campus here. Brandon, I was going to ask you one more question. I know we don't have much time, but basically it was about Bray Hubbard being named a preseason All-American. I think he was the only one that we had. I was going to ask you, do you feel like that was fair? Do you feel like anybody else might have left off?
Xavier should be on there. He's underrated, man. I'm telling you, go back and watch even his freshman year. He's ready, and he's going to be a lockdown corner. I think our defensive backs are going to be the top in the country, and I just see because they were tried true and they've been through the test. Xavier's going to be underrated, but he'll be a sneaky first-round pick. I'm telling you. If he runs well at the combine, he does the year that I think he can have. He has great ball skills, aggressive, always at the right spot. I think that he is going to be someone that should be on the watch list, in my opinion.
Would you agree with me when I said, and listen, I love Bray. Bray's come on the show. That's my guy, man. But I know when you look statistically, he lights up the stat sheet. He definitely is one of the top players in the country, no doubt about it. But I'm with you. I think Xavier Brown doesn't get enough love. As a matter of fact, I think they left him off of some stuff last year. And I'm like, when I look at this guy from a football perspective and from an eval perspective, you're talking about a corner with great length, a guy that's sticky. He can play man. He can put the clamps on you. Look what he did to Cam Coleman, arguably one of the top wide receivers in the country. Zone is no issue at all. And then you talk about the aggressiveness, like you mentioned. I always say this. I wouldn't put him in Marlon's category necessarily because Marlon was, on a different space, right? You talk about a cornerback being physical, but he's not afraid to tackle. He checks every box. From
Marlon
a measurable.
Was a freshman when I was at Hoover.
Oh yeah,
monster.
Yeah. Marlon's different. Now in college, now we used to teach, playing the man all the time. People used to get mad. Oh, why don't you turn around and make the pick? My dad used to be screaming that, but I'm like, the way that I guess what we're teaching technique wise. It is what it is. But anyway, I look at Xavier, and to me personally, I would argue he's our best defensive back. I think pound for pound.
Completely agree.
Okay, I was about to say, I know people probably think they're like, well, how do you? What about Bray? I'm like, listen, Bray is up there, but for me, I just Xavier Brown checks every single box, and it's hard to find players like that, in my opinion. So I was curious what you thought.
Oh yeah, man. I'm telling. Again, if he's not getting thrown at, you wouldn't know that.
True. So, that's a good point too.
When they try him, he knows how to bait a quarterback. Look, Kool-Aid was a prime example of that. Kool-Aid was, in my opinion, watch his film. He was very smart. And it's just, you could just see it on film, able to understand zone space, understand how to set up a quarterback to be able to think he has a space open. That's why Oklahoma was throwing picks, because he set him up, and he has no tails. So yeah, I'm telling, bro, he's gonna have a breakout year if it's not political, because I feel like some of that stuff is political.
Oh, it is 100%.
It's yes, man. He got screwed. He wasn't even on an all SEC team.
That's what I was about to say. I think he got something he got left out on last year. I'm like,
all SEC,
man. Yeah.
Well, LSU. In all fairness, that Delaney kid, he was nice. So
there's some good players in the league. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Georgia had. I mean, like, there's some good DBs. Don't get me wrong, but I think he needs to get more love this season. I think he'll pick up off of what he did last year. Brandon, we appreciate you as always, man. Hey, next time. I'm gonna go online and find me a nice little shirt. That way, I'm gonna have it planned for Thursday when you come on. Because I know we're on the same field today, but I can't have you showing up. Can't have you showing me out like you did last week. I'm gonna invest in the shirt for next week. Don't worry. Hopefully, it gets here in time.
Man, I got you next week, bro.
Sounds good. Appreciate you, brother.
Hey, y'all have a good one, man. Take care.
Yes, sir. You too, man. Our guy Brandon Clear. We gotta hit a timeout. We come back. We keep on rolling. We got the passer paint on here. I just got a message from Adam. Adam is a little bit busy doing his lawyer activity, so unfortunately we won't get the latest on everything with him today, but I think we should be good maybe tomorrow. But we got the pastor of pain. We'll talk with him when we come back right on the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC.
4th of July savings are happening.
Reed, I'll be in and out next segment. I'll literally just come back for like a minute, then catch back up. All right, let me unmute you real quick. Yeah, Adam had an emergency thing come up with the client, which business is business, man. We can't interfere with that. Can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
All right, good deal. What's up?
Chilling.
Kind of quiet wherever you're at today. I feel like normally you got some fans in the background or some I mean,
I'm at the shop. I'm at my shop by the house.
I know, but I'm saying normally I feel like it's like activity.
It's quiet.
Dolo in there today.
Early. People don't come in till later. That's why I like coming in and work and smoke a cigar, hang out, give me some lunch.
You need to just open up your own cigar bar at this point. I mean, you live there anyways. You might as well. This is what I recommend you do, and I recommend you do pull a Reagan. Like, shout out to R&R Cigars. You buy yourself a house, right, and you convert it to a cigar bar on the bottom level, and you just live in the top level.
Nah, no.
Why?
You don't want people. You don't know strangers all these different.
Brother, you're never home anyway. You don't even.
Don't matter that,
never
but
home.
when I'm
you
home,
just go to
I'm
lay your head at night. I'm saying you just go upstairs, lay your head, lock it on up, right, brother? I'm saying
you tripping.
No, listen, it's a smart business idea because
no,
the business
no smart business idea. I mean,
because then you don't have to pay for a location and a house. You just pay for one space. One space.
If I can't afford it, then I won't do it no more. While the Lord is giving me $1 to the buy, I'm gonna do what I do, and I'm not inviting no jokers at my house. I'm
but Jesus would do that. Jesus would invite people. He would invite you in. He would cook for you. You turn water.
Yeah, I invite him in. I invite him in.
Turn water and wine for you.
Yeah, we might do some men's function when it cool down a little bit at the pool.
You protected by the blood of Jesus. You ain't got to worry about that.
But Jesus, like Jesus tells you, because it's kind of like Satan told Jesus, "Hey, jump off the highest part of this mountain, and you can have all of this." I mean.
Hold on.
Do not test the Lord thy God. Read your scripture.
Whoa.
Read it for yourself.
Hold on. Jesus told somebody to do what?
Satan told Jesus.
Oh, okay. No, because that's what I was about to say.
I was
about to say that wasn't Jesus saying that.
So you
Did Jesus tell them people to climb the Eiffel Tower? Not Eiffel Tower. The
no, Jesus tell them.
what they climb yesterday? What
I
was
could have
it?
spoke to them. I could have got them off the ledge because I took Russian in
No.
college.
Dude, you don't speak Russian.
Dobro utro, как вас зовут? Меня зовут Corey. Come down.
You sound like you speak it. I'm not gonna. That's gonna
Come
sound
down.
racist. That sounds a little more African than it does Russian.
Меня зовут Corey. Corey. I'm Corey.
Okay.
Dobro utro. Good morning.
Okay. All right. Let me bring this back real quick. And welcome back into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. We're gonna have a quick little segment here because we went a little over with Brandon. But the good news is bad news and good news. Bad news is unfortunately we won't have our Law and Order segment with Mr. Adam Lamparello. I was really excited about that, but he's got some business to tend to, which is very important. He's an attorney. That comes first, right? Of course, we'd love to have him on the show, but had an emergency thing come up that he's got to handle with the client. So we're going to let him take care of that because we don't want his client getting any more years because he's on a sports talk show. So we'll let him do that, and we'll circle back with him tomorrow. The good news is we got the Pastor Payne on here who, I'm sure.
That's called great news.
That's
Adam
called
is
what?
good news. Great. 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 Like Tony the Tiger. Great. It's great news.
Okay.
Yeah, that's called Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, the statue. Wait, is that what did they climb? Of course, I know it's not the Eiffel Tower.
Eiffel Tower in London.
No, I know. No, that's in France, dude. It's in Paris.
Somewhere over there.
Yeah, ain't no London. London's got Big Ben. I got to see that when I went over there. The big old clock.
Yeah, cool. Whatever.
The people climbed the Empire State Building, I think it was.
Yeah, that's what I told you.
No, you said the Statue of
Empire
Liberty.
State Building. Yeah,
no, you said Statue of Liberty. A little bit different.
I did. I'm sorry. Statue of Liberty out in the water. They was on the Empire State Building, which you can go out there and look out, but it's a big old fence, which is
they got
which is crazy
that.
how they got all the way and was just hanging out there. Do they have anything connected? I'm sure they did.
No. They had nothing connected, and he actually proposed.
Well, he should have proposed to Jesus. Like, one bad step, he would find himself in eternity in the lake of fire in heaven, one or the other.
Okay. All right. See,
look at that. That's absolutely crazy. You cannot have that kind of balance. Look how he's leaning back.
They did, though. They did it. They
didn't even show them getting down. How did they get down?
Oh, no, they climbed down, then immediately they were arrested. The police met them where they were pretty much up there.
So the police came up down.
The police literally climbed up there. Because I would imagine there's probably stairs that get you really high. Then you have to go beyond that, which is probably what they did. But we do need to hit a timeout. When we come back, we'll talk some football talk. But,
I love you, baby. In cell block A.
Yeah, no. So they did get engaged, but unfortunately, they got locked up. Like,
they knew that, but they climb on Netflix.
They're like,
so they're professional climbers.
Yeah. Well,
this makes me queasy looking at it, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Let me get it off the screen. I don't really like looking at it either. We got to hit a timeout. We come back. We'll keep on rolling right here on the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Somebody paid you $1 million. Would you make that?
No. What $1 million would do for you, dead?
Well,
okay, don't start that. Somebody pay. No, I mean, absolutely
I'm
not.
asking. I mean, some people.
Most likely, if you're not a professional climber, you're going to die.
Well, I was about
you
to
will
say,
end up in the street.
I'm not a fan of heights, and I feel like my legs.
That makes me queasy, man. I just. These jokers just up there hanging out like they just standing on the side of the curb. I mean,
and they had like the 360 camera set up. I mean, they're clearly professionals.
Yeah, the camera sitting out there. I mean,
it's wild. Yeah, that was definitely
the
wild.
The question should be to the audience. I'm gonna ask this on chat and the radio. Should they go to jail? It was trespassing.
Well, they already are there. But
I'm saying, but they haven't been officially charged. Yeah,
they got charged with like probably 8 different things. They got charged.
So they're probably going to jail.
Unlawful something.
Oh, burglary, they going to jail then.
But I don't know what they burglarized. I mean, I think they should probably give them some misdemeanor stuff. I mean, of course you can't do that. They should get in some type of trouble. But I don't think you should be. throw the whole. I mean, he should
I
put
mean,
a
it's
bunch of the.
1,450 feet. But I wouldn't even go up there to the Empire State Building where you can go look out, and they got that big.
Nah, I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't do that either.
Yeah,
I mean, I
wouldn't.
saw like the WNBA girls up there. Like, no, I'm not that adventurous. The older you get, the less adventurous you get.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can
now you
agree.
used to be like that because when I saw a video you jumping off that stupid cliff, that's too rough, man. White
Well,
people are adventurous, and you hang out on white boys and stupid. That's how
actually,
you end up. That's how you end up. No. This was stupid jumping off a
I'm
cliff.
54%, so it's in me.
But it's stupid jumping off a cliff with a head camera on. I mean, this is how you don't know if there's rocks down there.
No, you're right. It wasn't smart. It wasn't smart. But when I
You
was
went
younger, I
college
used
to
do
play
stuff like that.
football. If I'm Nick Saban, I'd have found out about that. I would have sent you home. I'd have cut you.
Come on, man, that's too much, bro. There's dudes doing a lot worse, and they didn't get cut. So I don't think I deserve to get cut.
Black folks,
But
most black people like me, brown, dark, black, whatever you want to call them.
Well, the stereotype
chocolate.
is black folks don't really like to swim. So I mean, they don't really go together. Jumping from a 40
There's a lot of people that like to swim, but I'm saying
no.
They
I'm saying
going climbing on
don't do
mountains.
that. Don't do that because
We're not climbing up on mountains. We're not climbing up on the Empire State Building.
That's true.
That's just we're not seeing a bear and be like, hey bear, oh he's so cute, or walking up grabbing around. What we do, we run. Like if you see black people running, you know there's trouble. They ain't like nah. We just not an adventurous kind of people. It ain't race. It's just what it is. That's in our DNA. White people are more adventurous. Just like you were going out there deep sea fishing, leaning over on boats out in the middle of the Atlantic, and I'm like, what are you doing? You're doing all this crazy stuff.
Getting good video. So we caught a shark, man. I gotta get a video of the shark. I want to remember that we caught a shark.
They're not come from my side, but my side. I love boating. I love a boat night being on the lake, or if I'm in the ocean, I like being on a ship. Right? I mean, I'm not on a little boat with dude all throwing up because he's sick. Talking about catching a shark. I mean, come on, people. What's wrong with y'all?
No. We caught amberjack. We caught some. We caught grouper. We caught red snapper.
I can watch any of that on YouTube.
No, but you have to.
If I want to eat it, I'll just go buy me some shark.
Put your little patch.
I'll buy me some whatever, any kind of fish, and I eat it, and I let somebody else.
No, it's the experience when you go catch the fish. You catch the red snapper, and you have somebody fillet it up. You know what I mean? You blacken it.
I'm not even standing on the side of a bank of a pond or a lake fishing. I ain't got time.
You got to be careful doing that. There've been like 3 alligator attacks in the last week, man.
Alligators and snakes.
Be careful with that.
You let them have their world. God created them and put them in a world.
Who is them?
These animals. I don't need to be in the woods. I don't need to be in the.
Can't get here soon enough. We're over here talking about.
I mean,
animals. That's how you know it's the time of year.
You can't do this, man.
That's fair. Hold on, let me bring this back. And welcome back into this Thursday. This is the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Just a quick update. Mr. Adam Lamparello will be joining us tomorrow. I believe that we can get the latest. Definitely really eager to get his thoughts on all the updates with all the legal things going on in the sports world right now. So we'll do that tomorrow. But we got a Pastor Payne on here, so who knows where this conversation is going to go. We were talking about the folks that climbed the Empire State Building yesterday. Then it led us to talking about Lions, Tigers, and Bears. I don't know where we're going with that.
I was just saying that first of all, for those on the air,
Shark Week
online, listen. I was just saying we as black folks are not adventurous people. We don't need to do all of that. I mean, that is absolutely psycho and sick. That's all I was saying. So
they're Russian though. They're Russian.
Yeah, and I know Russian, and so
you don't.
Ruski is called a Ruski Yizik. Look it up. Take your phone and say Ruski Yizik. That means Russian language. Try it. Somebody in the chat, try it. And tell your boy right here, he knows Russian. Okay. So I studied that in college. And Russians, we know Russia. And so, but anyway, it was dumb. It was a dumb thing to do. And I'm glad that they got down. I'm glad that they got down safe. I saw one dude video when they showed them getting into the lockup van, and they were like, "Oh wow, that girl hot."
Oh my god.
Sometimes
Well,
I
I
heard
mean,
that.
they kind of they did look cool though. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, because she had looked like Batwoman or some type of fit on. I mean, and he
Yeah, they had that hood. Yeah,
they
they
look
costume.
like movie characters or something. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, to each his own. I would never do that. I mean, I'm adventurous, but not in that regard. So yeah, they can have that. But congrats, and I guess hopefully whenever they get out on bail, they can celebrate the engagement that they did up there.
They'll get married, and then I don't think they're gonna go to jail. But I mean, I wouldn't put them in jail for that. That'll be community service. Hey, climb up the top of these buildings and wash some of them windows. You want to climb? Go go to New York City and climb the side of the big tall buildings and wash these windows. There it is, right there. What you did.
Yeah,
Look at this.
that was jumping off that it's Lake Nickel. It's in Tuscaloosa.
I mean, look at this. Stupid. Just absolute. I almost caught a limb right there.
That's stupid. I mean, no. That's just how it looked on the video. But that was freshman year. You know, when you first get to college, I mean, you're trying to experience everything. And you know what's funny? It actually, I went. It was 2 women's basketball players. It was me, I think, then 2 of my roommates, then a girl on the soccer team. So all of us were student athletes. Matter of fact. So
not very
and
smart.
unfortunately, matter of fact, now
Not
I think
very
about that, one of the
smart
girls who went with, I think, unfortunately, she
student
passed away for
athletes.
years, man. Lacey, man, she was awesome. She played soccer here, man. Damn.
How many brothers on the football team was which?
I guess technically Jamie. So me and Jamie, but you know me.
Did Jamie jump off?
No, I don't think Jamie.
Okay.
No.
See,
No, but I think
Jamie
Keith Holcomb did. I think it was me and Keith Holcomb though.
Yeah, your other
If I
roommate.
remember correctly.
That's just dumb.
No, I mean, it's having fun, man. I mean, listen, you see, when you got to college, there weren't none. I mean, I'm sure y'all had something. I mean, listen, I mean,
We ain't jumping off
bunch.
nothing, bro. The worst thing we did was chase skirts. Do a little bit of drink. We would drink. You know, we did that.
Everybody did that, but I'm saying,
yeah, but we're not jumping off no building. We're not jumping off no cliff.
I mean, it was like Norris saying he did something. I don't know. I mean,
why do you want to jump out of a perfectly running airplane?
Well, I didn't say all that. I would never do that.
Oh, I'm gonna jump out.
I would never.
I'm a parachute.
No.
Unless you're in the military and you one of those special officers that you get. What they call them? They jump out of the plane.
I'm drawing a blank. I don't know, but part of the airborne unit or something like that. Anyway, I'm trying to think what I can ask you, man, because me and Brandon were just talking about that Pete Nako's article. So I know you don't have on.
Well, let me just say this. Not ringing, but Adam is not on here today. But shout out to the judge again for allowing my man Tyrion Arnold. You know, I don't know if you can
wait. Oh, wait. Speaking of that, let me update that real quick. Even though Adam's not on here, there was an update from Tyrion's camp. His lawyer has now, because they're trying to decide about, I guess, I think the state is pushing for like a GPS ankle monitor, something like that, for him to wear while he's on home confinement. However, his lawyer is arguing against that, and here's why. It says, although Mr. Arnold has been released by the Detroit Lions organization, he already has been contacted by 3 other NFL clubs regarding his services. Steinberg, who was his lawyer, wrote, let's see, it's hard to imagine any team claiming the balance. Oh, no, that's from the article itself. But anyway, yeah, so his lawyer claims that there's already 3 other teams that have expressed interest in Terrion Arnold after being waived by the Detroit Lions. So I guess I can ask you your thoughts on that. I mean, you were pretty frustrated, and we didn't even get to finish the conversation on that. You did not agree with the Detroit Lions moving forward with releasing or waiving Terrion Arnold. How do you feel about? I mean, so you. I mean, 3 teams already coming forward. I mean, that is a little interesting to me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little surprised. Personally, I'm surprised just because I'm saying. I mean, there's still a lot looming over the situation. I mean, like, but you say but if they pick him up now,
there's something I talked about, the pup physically unable to perform.
Yeah, but they're still going to have to pay him. But he has
but you can negotiate that per, ending of your court decision. Now, all these you can put in their stipulations. but you can sign him just to have the rights. What if this brother's telling the truth? Right? What if this brother is falsely accused and all this crap and he gets off now, nothing happened, and now you want to come back and everybody's loving on him. So if I'm a general manager, you 100%. Of course, we got lawyers, we got everybody to do due diligence. And if there's enough there to suggest that he did nothing with this, but maybe been, crazy and having a conversation about it, but didn't follow through with it, yeah, I'm going to sign him, because then once he's released and this thing drops, then I got the right to a very young, very, I guess, a guy that can play a starter. He was a starter at Detroit. I get a guy who's been in the league 3 years, 3 years,
He's
and
only
I can bring
23.
him in. Right. So, yeah, I would do it. I'm definitely doing that. And that's why I said Detroit was stupid for doing what they did. Because and here's the thing, as a general manager, as an NFL front office guy, I'm going to know who this guy is. I'm going to know about him. And that's why I wanted you to play that clip with Cam Newton. Now, Cam Newton
Oh
says
yeah, I got it. I just
now
listened to
he
it twice.
knows him. I mean, this is a great kid. Now, if anything, he's guilty of maybe making a bad decision, doing something stupid, and dealing with these young people, and you're upset. Listen, if you work hard, I tell this in my book. When you work hard and somebody steals from you, bro, you want to do something bad to them. And I talk about this in my book. When I was stolen from in my business, I wanted to hurt somebody. I wanted to do something bad. It was just that quick. I could have done something so bad that I'm not even sitting here today, because I'm so angry and I'm so, excuse my language for a preacher saying pissed off, but I was pissed off. And I'm sure he was pissed off that somebody took things from him that he's worked his tail off to get and earn, and he make a bad decision. That to me is the worst of it. And he didn't, because Terrion is a great guy. Now, if it had been other guys, I'm not going to start naming guys, but you know what I'm talking about. There's certain guys that like, oh yeah, he did that. That dude right here crazy. Right, we know dudes in the locker room, like, I could be like, dudes I play would be like, he did that.
Right.
Because I know him. But that's what people are saying about. That's why Nick Saban issued a letter and strongly said, I
Yeah.
know this man's character. This is why I think somehow, some way, this thing is going to end up being dropped. I don't know
Yeah,
how it's going to happen, but I
and
think I don't think he's guilty at all. I don't. He might just be guilty by association some kind of way, and that's stupid, because as a young person, I tell him all the time, you got to cut jokers off, man. You in a whole different realm. All the great things that you accomplish and do as a professional, as a football player, whatever, as an actor, a singer, one bad decision could just pull the rug off and you fall so far from grace. And so you tell these kids, you have to make good decisions. You tell people like Terry on dude, you're a good person, man. I know you like your homeboys, your homegirls, but when you get to a certain, they ain't going with you there. People are like, oh man, you forgot. These people say this about me and Paige. Oh man, you forgot about us. Yes, I sure did. I forgot about you. Why?
I mean,
no. Listen to me. I forgot about you. You out here still smoking weed, selling dope, doing this kind of crap. Yeah, I forgot about you, because you're not going where I'm going.
But what about the people that weren't doing bad? I mean, you still can show love.
I ain't forgot about it. Yeah, I show love. This is why I'm
show
going
love
next
to
week, and
people
I'm doing a free camp.
that
I'm
aren't
giving
bad
back to the community. I'm giving back to these kids, almost 100 kids coming for free shirt, free food. You try to push in the community to get the gospel out to help them. Yes, I'm doing that, but I'm just saying there's jokers, there's guys in the league and in pro sport, they won't let yesterday, they won't let your homeboy, they won't let that part of them that's bad go. And that's why I said, yeah, I forgot about you, dog. Yeah. Because you ain't changed your life. You can't be rolling with me like that.
You're right with what you're saying, but I'm just going to give you the objective point here.
Ain't no objective.
No. This is the objective point here, because you're 100% right. I don't believe he's that type of guy. I didn't play with Terry on, but I was doing sideline. I've been around. I've been around the dude a whole bunch. I know a lot of people that are really close with him. And again, you're not wrong. Cam knows, and he played on his 7-on-7 team, I think it was. I mean, I get all that. But the objective point is here, if they're saying you put something together. That's the biggest hurdle that he's going to have to climb, right? Because you can be a great person, but like you said, all it takes is one mistake. And if you're with the wrong people, right? And hopefully it's more of a case where he just wanted to confront them. They took it in their own hands. That's the perfect world. But again, like you just said, tempers flare, and you might not understand the extent of which that could go. And once it does go there, they're looking to hold people accountable. So I'm just saying that is the objective part of it. So we just have to let it play out. But I just know is you can be a great person that doesn't do that kind of stuff. But if you find yourself in a situation where you somewhat enabled that to happen, they will still try to look to hold you accountable, even if you're a great person that's never gone in trouble. That's just how the law works. So that is the objective part.
All I'm saying is this. I think based on what that particular judge, what I've seen and heard with my own ears, they probably don't have enough. They're reaching, bro. They're reaching.
No, I don't think they have a whole bunch, but that doesn't mean.
And that's that mean because he might have to go through the process. That might cost him a lot of money to get out of it. But praise God, he got the money to get out of it and then hopefully he used the platform. Listen, man, and I play that what Cam said. Because here's the thing: people is out to get you, young people, or successful people, whomever I'm preaching to right now, and we have to make decisions and understand. Like people used to say, well, like when my boy Sterling Sharp, people we get mad because he was kind of Heisman. He was arm linked with the people that he did not know. Why? Because he didn't trust them. And if you didn't really know him, you're not going to get close to him. And unfortunately, with people, then fans get mad, but so be it. Like I can be respectable, but I ain't going to be trying to, we ain't doing all of that. Because listen, when you got money, now when you got fame, podcast, attention, and you trying to show yourself, you better be extremely careful because you can do 100 amazing things. All it takes is one time, right? And then you get crucified. And you can be a good person. And listen, we all fall short of the glory. We all make mistakes. But the people in public that don't even know you, they're going to start throwing them stones, man. Throwing them stones. They want to stone you. They want to butcher you. They want to kill you. Right, them same people that's patting you on the back, it may even walked around with your jersey on. All them same people. If it don't even have to be true, this is the bad thing about it. It don't even have to be true. It could be just catch this word, an accusation that somebody put out there, and people will start commenting and oh man, I know he should have been doing. They don't know the truth. Right. That's all I'm saying, bro. It's like. This is what he's maybe wrong for. But from a character standpoint, from being a good person, now, Terry Arnold is a great individual. Terry Arnold, he's first class. He made a mistake and learn from it and move on. We all should learn from this. I mean, it's kind of like even pastors and preachers, we just like, man, the devil, he trying to set you up the whole time. That's why you got to catch this word, discernment. You better have discernment with people. That's why I come places where I'm safe. Right here at Crown of Nash. You want to find C-Mill? If I ain't speaking, preaching, or doing something, I'm going to be right here, probably at this table. And that's what you're going to catch me doing. Because it's crap out here in the public. It's crap out here in this world. And everybody needs you have to be careful, man. Because all it takes is this type of thing right here. And then you're getting crucified, especially with social media.
Well, the good news is I feel like he actually has a lot of support. I feel like a lot of people have come out and expressed kind of what you're expressing about the character that he does in fact have. But like I said, objectively, unfortunately, that's not how the law works. It doesn't, they don't come to a decision based off your character or prior decisions or actions. It really only boils down to your role in whatever you are accused of doing. So that's all I'm saying. And hopefully that part does get ironed out. But it does seem like he's got some great representation. So that's why if you guys are looking for great representation, make sure you guys check out Lamparello-law.com. Adam Lamparello of Lamparello Law will take care of you. First class service, and they'll do it for a very affordable rate. But they'll fight for you just like Steinberg's fighting right now in that whole situation. Remember, Lamparello-law.com, plus a number of other services like exam, test taking preparation, subject matter mastery, academic and career planning for high school, college, and graduate students. So make sure you guys take advantage of all those services right there at Lamparello-law.com. Quick timeout. We come back. We'll keep on rolling. 205-342-9904. We're going to the phone lines as well. When we come back right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC.
If you're looking for a great way to spend the day.
I'm trying to pull up that Cam Newton thing. I think I saw it. It came up on my phone earlier, and I watched it this morning. But I just searched it on X, and I didn't see it. Have you seen the article about the SEC and Big Ten expanding prior to the feds forcing media rights pooling? I have not. His so-called friends will probably flip on him. Well, you're on mute. I mean, I do see like old pictures of you, but you're on mute.
That's me in high school. That's me in high school when I signed with the Gamecocks, Player of the Year.
Hold on, let me see. I can put it on the screen. Wait, send it to my phone. Send it to my phone real quick. All the state has to do is have a jury who is in their favor to get a guilty verdict, but I think TA's defense team will be on it. So far, I think mistrial or not guilty will be the outcome. Yeah, no, and it sounds like he's in a much better spot. I'm just saying, I don't want to see him. Oh, perfect. They're both still on the line. I feel bad if we've been having them waiting. I'm just saying, objectively, man, the way this goes, unfortunately, I wish that stuff mattered more, but really it's all about the evidence in this case, if how they can tie you to whatever they're alleging that you did, or if they can't, and they have to prove beyond reasonable doubt. I mean, other than that, unfortunately, as great as the character he has, and all, unfortunately, that won't necessarily really matter as much when it comes down to kind of how this whole thing plays out. That's all I was saying. But I do know from listening to Cam's thing, even though he's talked very highly of him, he also made it a point to say, I mean, at the end of the day, the lesson here is, man, no matter how frustrated you are or what kind of situation you find yourself in, just do the right thing and just understand, like, you got way too much to lose. Just if there is any, plans on trying to recover your stuff, don't let it be in your own hands. It's not. That's the biggest issue. See the resemblance with your dad from that pick of him? Yeah, there probably is a little bit of a resemblance. I don't know if you can tell as much, but let me see. I feel like we do kind of look similar in these. I'm going to put them on the screen. Let me send them to my computer real quick. Right, let's see.
How's it doing that? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
They
They will pressure friends with life.
No.
Well, that's the thing that really that's what really brought this back up, to be honest with you, because remember, for months they didn't really have anything on him specifically, and I think that's why it kind of disappeared for a while. At least it felt like that. But they probably pressured the two young women that were involved in the situation that ended up, I think, pleading guilty. If I had to guess, what happened was they pressured them in to, I guess, offer more information. And ultimately, that's how they had enough information to finally formally charge him. That's basically what happened. I mean, which that's how it always happens. They always get one person and then they end up throwing a whole bunch at that one person in order to get them to give up more people or more information. That's how this whole thing goes. So I'm trying to get these pics that he sent so I can put them up there real quick. And that's pretty much what happened. So, all right, let's go to these phone lines. Let's see what Tommy and Steven have to say. Let's see. And welcome back into this Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. To the phone lines we go, 205-342-9904. We got Tommy up first. Tommy, thank you so much for patiently waiting. Welcome in.
Hey, man. How y'all today?
Doing well. Tommy, how are you?
I'm
Tommy
good.
from Romulus, two-time reigning champion, Tommy. Hey, Tommy, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing good. I thought you was dead because I haven't talked to you in a long, long time.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm not, praise the Lord. I'm living and well and just working, Tommy, trying to get this book finished so you can read about the P.O. Pistol,
Yeah,
me.
I want an autograph copy.
You got it.
You don't come down here no more, so I mean, yeah.
What do you mean, Tommy? I was just down there.
Well,
He was in and
I
out,
don't hear
Tommy.
nothing.
He was in and out for like two seconds, it felt like. So he didn't have enough time to catch up with you. But hopefully this season, hopefully we get back rolling and doing our live show and maybe he'll be around for one of those.
Yeah, well, that'd be great. I mean, not this spring. I had a spell with my myasthenia gravis, and you can tell me about my voice and my speech. I'm not really the confident person I once was, so it bothers me. So,
I don't worry about that, man. It's all love over here, Tommy.
I know, but when I hear myself, I'm like, oh my Lord. But,
You sound better today. I will say that. You sound better today. Maybe you're feeling a little bit better.
Yeah. In the middle of the weather, my vocal cord, about 15 years ago, I had acid reflux real bad. That valve in your stomach that flows the acid from way up in your throat and your sinus cavity, murdered my sinus cavity and my vocal cord. They are scarred for life, so they're not going to get no better. I had the surgery, but yeah, my speech. No, to comment on your question, I've learned this for 65 years of being on this earth. People do not want you to succeed. They are jealous of you, and like Corey said, sometimes you have to forget the homeboys and the homegirls where you grew up at, because they want you to stay with them in the same lifestyle. So, if you can do better, do better. But don't forget where you came from. That's the main thing. Be humble. Be honest. So, that's all I got to say on that.
Yeah.
So, we all get tested in life, so, but I wish him well. I do.
Yeah, we just got to let it just play out and see kind of how it goes. But definitely just a very unfortunate thing. But I thought it was interesting seeing that already had 3 teams, I guess, interested and lined up. So I'm curious to see kind of what comes from that, because they also went on to say they expect him to be signed in the next 30 days. So we'll see if we have any updates maybe going, I guess, next week.
Yeah. I mean, no, I'm just looking forward to the football season. I've enjoyed baseball, softball, and I hate to tell y'all this. I watched 30 minutes of the World Cup last night. Oh my goodness. I watched soccer last night.
Why you say it like that? I mean, it's the hottest thing in the sports world right now. I mean, maybe baseball, but I mean, it's the World Cup, man. There's no shame in that. Why does everybody act like soccer's the worst thing in the world, man? Why is everybody telling you that? What's so bad about it? That you only use your feet, you don't use your hands? I mean, it's basically hockey. It's basically hockey, but you're just kicking a bigger ball with your feet, which, in my opinion, takes more skill than a number of sports. Listen, I played soccer after playing football my whole life. And soccer takes a whole different type of skill. I don't know if people realize how hard it is to play soccer, especially at a high level. I mean, I didn't even play in high school, but I played with, the Hispanics back home. I played in middle school and in various little leagues. I'm just telling you, man, soccer takes a lot of skill. I don't know why people hate on it so much.
I'll tell you what. That had when I was coming up in junior high school, I played the world. My worst injury was in soccer. We didn't have them nice nets like they do now. Don't you laugh at me?
Oh, no, I clear my throat. Go ahead.
They had 2 highway cones from the goal, and y'all were about 3 years older than me, sitting in the middle of the league. He impaled me on one of them plays. And I separated my shoulder and hurt my collarbone.
Oh,
And
damn.
that was a tough damn week. I really never cared for it after that much. It's so
Don't blame you.
that'll
Blame
do
you,
it.
Tommy.
That'll do
They
it.
flop more than the NBA.
That's cap.
I mean, they fall on the
they
ground,
flop
roll
just as much in
around,
the
crying,
NBA.
"Mama, save me!"
They do the
Help
same
me,
thing in
Lord
the
Jesus,
NBA. They do
please.
the you can't even
They
drive.
flop more than the
You said
NBA.
more. I'm saying
And
you
they
can't
stand around.
even
It is
drive
the
to
most
the rim
boring
without a whistle blowing.
sport to watch. The most
No, it's
boring
not. No, it's
sport
not.
to watch. There is. I'm
It's
USA. I'm from the red, white, and blue. I'm all that. I'm with you. But I ain't sitting here wasting 3 hours to watch the dudes run around, trip each other, fall on the ground with red, blue, green, orange hair, and all this stuff. And when they finally make a goal, they doing, hey, they jamming and dancing. Like, it's boring. It's boring to watch. I'm pulling for the USA. I'm 2003, first time since 2003. They've gotten this knockout round to this is amazing. They won. And so now who they got now?
Belgium.
Bosnia, right?
No, we just played Bosnia. We got Belgium next.
Belgium, yeah, one of the other big countries. Listen, I hope they win, but it's boring.
I mean, I kept up with it, but I mean,
boring. Give me basketball. Give me football. Real football. Grown man football. Where you get punched in the mouth. Where you get hit in the low parts when nobody's looking.
Why you always go to that? You always bring that up.
Nobody's saying
listen, I never said it. I never said I'd
your...
rather watch it than football, like American football.
Nah, you got action.
To call it the most boring sport is cap.
It is boring. It's like I like the WNBA now because these girls are physical. I like the fact that
and they're going to catch a charge if they don't take their hands off of
Thomas took
Caitlin
Clark and put her fist. She ain't do nothing that bad. It's just because it's Caitlin Clark.
It's not. They're doing
a straight white woman, and they
going
crazy because she wanted the straight people in the WNBA.
What?
And if somebody dare touch her, oh God!
No,
like
it's because they're going.
I knew I should have knocked Boomer
Esiason
out when I had a chance when he's with the Bengals, that old raggedy left arm of his. I talking about, she should go out the country and play basketball. The dumbest thing ever.
No, it's because they're going out the way doing all that, bro. She's done nothing but help the league. If it wasn't for her, you know how many people would not be watching that?
The bad boys of Detroit used to do Michael Jordan and then Charles Oakley of the New York Knicks. Tell them something, Coop. You cannot come down in this lane. You gonna catch it. You're going to get hard fouls. This is what you do to great players like Caitlin Clark. You rough her up. You muddy up the water. Does she have the psyche to stay in there and keep playing?
Best friends with the ones that look like them, though. They don't do that with the ones that look like them.
Oh, my God. I'm
just saying. I'm asking. Do they? I haven't seen that.
Go watch these girls play. They throwing bones, bro. They throwing them bones. They throwing them. Listen,
Tommy, I didn't mean to take over your time. We had to hit this time out, but it's always good to hear from you, Tommy.
I'm enjoying the last 10 minutes. I miss y'all debating these, and I really have. Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely.
Happy 4th of July and your birthday, man.
Hey, Tommy, the POP, you know I love you, buddy. I miss you. We'll talk a lot more this football season.
Sounds good. All right, we got to hit this time out. We come back. We got Steven up next. And
who's behind the board today? Reese or Chase?
We got Reed. It's Reed. And
Reed,
I'll let you call at him in a second once we hit this timeout right here on the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC.
I'm about to turn up in here.
Do you have cracks or potholes that are dragging down your property's appeal? Hey, I'm Christian Miller, and an asphalt restoration.
I thought you said Reese.
No, Reed. You got Norris. Wait, go back so you can see yeah, that's not Chase, by the way. That's Norris. I know that you know,
stop all that.
They got the glasses.
Chase
black
Chase
dudes with
got
glasses.
cornrows.
What?
Don't Chase got some cornrows?
Bro, what is in your cigar today, bro?
I ain't even
Chase
smoking
ain't got
cigar.
no cornrows.
I'm eating a bag of Doritos. Hey, listen, man. What is it, Reed or Reese?
Reed, bro. R-E-E-D. D. Reed.
Like Andre Reed. Baller. Reed is a baller. Listen, Caitlin Clark and all this mess is ridiculous.
How is
it
ridiculous? Now listen, I think some of the things people are saying she should do is ridiculous, sure. But you can't sit there and act like, bro, that girl has a target on her back, man. They do the most when it comes to her. How do you not acknowledge that?
she should have a target on her back.
But my biggest question is like, what is their biggest beef with her other than she's a good player? I mean, like, I'm just curious. I'm not saying this as dramatic as people are making it seem, but to make it seem like there's nothing there, like it is kind of it's doing the most.
Caitlin Clark is a great player. She's a generational player. She's like the Steph Curry of the WNBA when it comes to shooting the basketball. She can't play no defense though. And here's the thing: what gets me about Caitlin Clark? She's one of the worst at running her trap. She runs her pie hole, and she's into the fan. She's feeling herself. But then when somebody
probably feels like a villain.
Well, hold on. When somebody steps to her, when they get physical with her, then everybody, every talk show, everybody in America, I've never seen nothing like this before. In sports, in basketball, which I played a lot of it, if a guy come down this lane, you gonna get stuck. You come in the briar patch, we gonna foul you. Forget all this easy, let you dunk and lay up, look cute, and stare at the fans and dance. No. You're gonna pay the price for success in this league. I'm with that. I will keep fouling her. I don't care what these people say. And if she needs to go overseas and quit like Boomer Esiason, let her go.
No, I'm not. I never recommend
they
any
play
of that.
just as physical and or worse overseas. So
no. All I'm saying is
we're making it about because she's one of the straight white girls who's very good.
I've never mentioned her sexuality.
Not you. I'm saying this is the people. That's what they're saying.
I'm saying more so. I think they're just jealous of her. I think they're envious. I'm not necessarily. When I brought up, I am bringing up.
I'm sure there's some haterade
I'm not
going on.
necessarily bringing up. I'm not necessarily trying to bring up the whole race thing, but I'm just saying, you know how it goes, and I can say this. Listen, I'm biracial. I know how.
We all know
that. Both. I know, but I'm making it clear. You know that good and well that the black girl's gonna take care of the black girls a little bit more than they would before somebody like her, and you know that's a fact. You can try to sit there and be oblivious and act like that's not the case. You know as good as I know that is the case. I've seen it firsthand. That's how it works. So who are you bringing over here to ask, man? What's going on, boss? He's got you on mute. Oh, he got a clean lineup. He got the fresh lines and everything. Barber got him right. There you go, brother. You keep
Caitlin Clark. He can't. There you go. Have no. Caitlin Clark. Your thoughts?
Who is Barber though? Ask him who his Barber is though. My man got the lines. Everything.
Tell him. What's your thoughts on Caitlin Clark?
Oh, I think I didn't know he was giving her they're really giving her whatever she wants, which is sad. So, but I love her game. I love the way she played, but she does a great job playing. But I think for the most part, I think that she's getting a lot of favoritism going on. So, but they go let me hit. I would.
I'm gonna tell you this also. I can get on the. Can you hear me?
Oh, he got the gray jacket on.
That's great. He's
Great Collegiate Academy.
Great Collegiate Academy. They won. How many championships y'all won?
Yeah, six state.
They won 6 state championships. So if you want to see, high school basketball at the highest level, Columbia, South Carolina, Great Collegiate. That's Coach Mark Cooper right there, good friend of mine, big time Knicks fan from New York. Go Knicks. So he knows bad. Like you said, he would do the same thing that I was just talking about. See,
yeah,
I ain't even set this up. I just called him from the back because he's gonna get some of that banana pudding. I believe in the back room, but we're gonna get eat some of that banana pudding.
Yeah, he needs to tip his barber because the barber had every line.
Oh, Coop dressed to the tens.
Yeah, I can
I
tell.
mean, he's a fashion statement. He collect colognes and things like you do. He always smell good. You know, he's a ladies magnet. Coop.
You probably could have left that last part out. Let me bring us back. And welcome back into this Thursday edition of Miller's Edge, Top 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Back to the phone lines we go. We got Steven up next. Steven, welcome in.
All the time, Christian. Corey, how are you guys?
Great, man. So thank you for being patient. I apologize for the
Hey,
wait.
man. Yeah,
great.
no problem at all. Hey, I want to make a defensive end comment, and then I really want to talk to Corey about the Giants for a second. I grew up a Giants fan. Was in Connecticut when he was drafted. Lived among a bunch of Giants fans. But there's a defensive end that people don't understand, don't ever think of about ever playing for Nick Saban because Nick Saban didn't recruit him. But Wallace Gilberry in his final year under Nick Saban's first year, Christian kind of set a foundation. He had 10 sacks that year. He was a dominant player under Nick Saban his senior year.
Yeah.
And I think he's an underrated guy that people don't associate with Nick Saban, but he kind of took off under Nick Saban his final year.
That's a great point. Yeah, I know Wallace. I went to his house when I was in college. I think he's related to Ryan Anderson somewhat, or maybe they just call each other cousins. I don't know. But I think what it is with him only having that 1 year with Coach Saban, sometimes people probably forget that he was under Coach Saban, even if it was for that 1 year. But no, he definitely a definition of underrated. He went on to play, I think, almost 10 years in the
multiple
NFL.
Years in the NFL, yeah.
Yeah. No, he was a dude, man. So Wallace Gilberry is a great. I'm glad you. Definitely should be on the underrated list for sure.
So Corey, you were drafted by the Giants when I was living in Connecticut. I think in '91 they were just coming off of that Super Bowl. Correct. You went into a room with some dogs. Of course, LT, but you know Pepper Johnson and Carl Banks. You were in that linebacker room. What was it like coming in as a rookie with those guys, being in that room, and what did you learn? And then you played for Dan Reeves. I think you played Dennis Green your final year. Fossil. I think Hanley may have drafted you.
Yeah, Parcells. Mm-hmm.
When you were in that linebacker room with those guys, what was it like? And tell me about your favorite head coaches in the NFL and how they used you.
Wow, that's
because I was a huge Giants fan.
Yeah, man, that locker room was, when you're talking about a team that just won the Super Bowl, a team that is known for linebacker play, which was the Giants back in late 80s and 90s, it was intimidating, to be honest with you, because I'm coming from South Carolina with my hand in the dirt. I transitioned from outside linebacker to play a 4-3 defensive end my final 2 years, which was good because I made all conference both years and player of the year 1 year defensively, so it was good. But now I had to kind of relearn, and they told me I might even play inside linebacker, which I hadn't played since high school. So, but it was intimidating, man, and you had to step up your game. I remember, I don't know if you remember the Sheraton Hotel that's right across the street from Giant Stadium, and that's where we were the day after.
Stadium.
Yeah.
It's right there on the interstate, man. Right there.
Yeah, right on Route 3 right there, I believe.
Right, yeah.
And so I remember Parcells comes in the room, the early 6:30, whatever it was, and he was like, the bus getting ready to pick y'all up. We're all draft picks. Back in the day, I think we had 12 rounds of picks, and plus free agents, we might have 20 guys in the room, rookies. He goes, I just won a Super Bowl. And I really don't care if any of you get on this bus or not. He said, I don't care if you take a flight and go back home because I don't need you. I'd keep the guys that I got. But the bus will be here at 8. And if you own it, you own it. If you're not, you're not. That's the first message I got from Bill Parcells. And then you go and you see all these guys, that you've been watching on TV. It was intimidating, but it definitely made you raise your game up. And I just believe being a 6th-round pick and nothing was going to be given to me. I learned how to work, and I always knew about competing. I wasn't afraid of competition. And I just went out there, man. The thing I said I would be is physical, and I would hit people in the mouth, and I would fight. Jumbo Elliott and William, who was it? William last name? Thomas, I can't remember his last name. Big guard. I mean, William Roberts. These guys I used to fight all the time, every day. We're going to fight. And I wanted to set a standard of I wasn't afraid of you. And I tell you what, it earned LT's respect because one of the things that rookies had to do in training camp, we had to get up and stand in a chair at dinner and sing your school's fight song and how much money you got. Now, LT said, dude, because of who you are, you're never going to have to sing. I'm probably one of the only rookies that never had to sing because they earned my respect.
You know, Corey, you really flourished after, later, your fourth, fifth, sixth year, man, you started flourishing with the Giants. And, I really respect you because you carried that Giants linebacker tradition on. And I mean, for 9 years in the league as a linebacker, I mean, that's a contact position, Corey, and you know that better than anybody.
Well,
he can't stand and grill right now, so I mean, I guess it was worth it. But I can sit him back now.
Hey, but I can sit and eat this plate of macaroni and cheese and chicken that I'm eating as I'm doing the radio show.
Just don't ask him to do the electric slide because that ain't happening no time soon, man.
All right, hey, I'm right there with Corey. I was born in '69, so I think you and I are probably similar ages.
Yeah, a year apart.
Same age.
Yeah, I turned 57 in June last month. One comment for a leave about soccer players. Here's the thing about soccer players, Corey. They make good field goal kickers. And that's all I
yeah. I mean, that's actually true. Not wrong there. That's true. They do. But you know what they also make is a whole lot of money. Because if you look at what these guys get paid, some of the best ones. I mean,
whatever.
Talking about those guys playing over.
The call is right. The call is right.
No, Steven is right, but I'm just saying they make a whole lot of money too. Steven, I appreciate you being patient. Always.
Yes, sir. Roll Tide, guys.
Yes, sir.
Roll Tide, Steven.
Good stuff, man. He's over posting macaroni and cheese to the callers.
You said I can't do what? Hold on.
Oh God. What is he doing? Dude, don't hurt yourself, man. All right, he's he's dancing. All right, so his knees must feel that macaroni and cheese gave him a spike of dopamine, and that's what's motivating him right now because his ass wasn't doing this a couple days ago. So
I can't do, dog.
That banana pudding is got his brain center very active right now. His reward system is active.
Let that anointing get on these knees. In the name of Jesus, the anoint these knees. Liquidate God.
Time out. That way we can stay on schedule. When we come back, we keep on rolling right here on the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230. WTBC. That's crazy. I mean, the macaroni and cheese will make you do something. You like a rat dangling some cheese in front of you. That's what I feel like you're doing right now. Ooh, is that chicken? Who is it? Where is this food coming from?
They had a Knicks party last night.
See, this is my problem with people in Columbia, man. Too many bandwagoners for me. Too many bandwagoners.
Ain't no bad. Poop from New York.
Too many bandwagoners for me, man. Why is there enough Knicks fans in Columbia, South Carolina to host a party there? Yeah, like when Clemson won the national championship when they beat us the first time. You were 20 minutes away from the University of South Carolina. Well, where do all these Clemson fans come from in Columbia after they won? It's too many bandwagoners in that area for me, man. Way too many. Norris was wondering with Pastor Corey.
There are a ton of Clemson fans in Columbia.
I don't think he was in the frat. I hope he wasn't in no frat.
No, there's no frat.
In football fraternity. No, he was in football fraternity. You know how to say that in Spanish? To jump on the bandwagon, subirse al vehículo or subirse al carrito de la victoria. That's how you say that. To jump on the bandwagon.
How you say that in Russian?
I don't speak Russian. Perdón, pero solo hablo dos idiomas, el español y inglés. Es todo.
Get off my wagon in Russian.
I don't know about all that. His back will be hurting after that dance and better check on him later. It might be. That was a good bit of movement he had going on right there.
Man, Coop be dancing here all the time.
Well, he did get some knee shots when he was down this way, I think. So that's probably why. They probably just now kicking in. They take about a week to kind of get going. It's like, you put
They
some
kicked
lube
in.
on, you put some lube on it, like that pause. That's on machinery, you know what I'm saying? Or you grease like the pistons and stuff in the vehicle. You got the break-in period. He's got that break-in period. That's what he's got going, man. So I think he's finally he's got.
I know the chat say your boy can move.
I mean, you can probably dance a little bit. That's cool, but I'm saying, like Chelsea said, though, it ain't gonna last too long.
What?
All that dancing. I mean, you weren't doing all that when you were this away. I'm saying
You ought to come and watch me preach. I walked 45 minutes. No, I can't walk the next day.
I'm saying, why don't you wear like some? And I know it looks funny, but like some Dawn Joys. You know what I mean? Like not necessarily the braces. Like
Listen, man, I'm a lights on individual. I've been quiet. I grew up shy, but when the lights come on, it's just something about the lights. That's why I love New York. In New York, concrete jungle, where things are made of, there's nothing you can't do. The bright lights will inspire you. It's what we do about New York. That's why the Knicks did what they did, because of the bright lights. When the lights came on, they transformed. And when I'm preaching, I transform. When I'm on the radio, I transform. But as soon as this thing is on, I'm going to smoke my cigar, take my shoes off, and chill.
Don't take your shoes off in that establishment. That is
just me, Coop. All right,
what's his name?
Coach Mark Cooper.
Oh, Coop. Okay. And I was going to say, I have a friend from the Dominican Republic, not Compax. Compax joins here, but Compax's friend. Her name is Koof, Coof. So I was going to say, that's kind of crazy, man. Thought his name was Koof. I got a friend named Koof.
He ain't like Cooper.
No, Coop. Okay, no. Her name is Koof.
Oh, it's a woman.
Yeah. We all play.
Coop is a woman's magnet.
Now, see, I mean, I don't know why you're telling me all that, but
Louis Vuitton, look at that. He got the Louis right there. But we roll here in the South. Somebody talking about that 5-star South Carolina got cornerback that they beat Alabama on. You notice you ain't said nothing about that.
Alabama won recruit, dude. Alabama ain't paying no. Listen, you think Alabama's gonna pay for that, dude? You laughing? That won't happen.
Chico, stop.
Welcome back into this Thursday. This is the Miller's Edge Tie 100.9, 1230 WTVC. That broken pinky looks like 4.5, but we'll give them 5. I don't think Alabama was recruiting him. Matter of fact, I think they were recruiting Hayden Stepp, the other cornerback who ended up committing to Oregon. But no, I did see that y'all picked up a 5-star cornerback, something like that from North Carolina. I think it was.
But I think he's originally from
bragging about him and hooting and hollering. You don't even know where the
he's originally from South Carolina. He transferred.
The kid's any good. You just all the.
Can I not give my Gamecocks a little love? The dude was from South Carolina. He transferred to North Carolina, and he beat Alabama. Y'all were recruiting him.
Bro, I'm telling you. Listen, I have not seen it. Listen, I've not seen any of our writers really talk about that young man. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not just saying this because we're going back and forth. I'm telling you, Hayden Stepp was like the only DB, like the top rated DB that I think we were really going after. I have not heard the young man you're referring to.
Maybe because y'all couldn't get him.
You just sound silly, man. Whatever Coop gave
you,
Cool, man, got you dancing and cutting up and talking crazy, man.
Because you got to pay money, and y'all have shown you're not willing to pay no money.
This class, no, I mean, because they paid all the money they did.
We eat pepper jack cheese up here and Colby cheese. Alabama's eating government cheese right now. It's hard block cheese that won't melt. We eat Colby, Jack and pepper jack.
The last 2 years, they were top 5 in recruiting classes. What was soccer? First of all, South Carolina, last time I checked, when I looked at Alabama's recruiting ranking the other day, we were talking about this. I'm pretty sure South Carolina was neck and neck with Alabama for one of the worst in the conference. Y'all were right there with it. Y'all, matter of fact, we were like 16. Y'all were like 15. Now we're up to about 13. Because
if you win by 1 point and you win by 20 points, is it the same thing?
I think we're above you guys now. That's the crazy part. You probably you just talk, man. You should probably take them big old meaty fingers and do some more research, man. Because I'm pretty sure it's bad.
I gotta do that no more. I just ask.
Who do you ask?
Chat GPT.
Oh God, I can't talk. I do the same thing. Let me look at this up before we get out of here because we only got a minute left. Recruiting rankings. Let me look this up because no, because you over here talking crazy. And I'm pretty sure now with him,
That was good.
you guys, it might be a little bit different, brother. I mean, you act like you haven't ate in a week. Are you fasting? God, at least slow down.
Yeah, I've been eating. I go 16 to 20 hours every day. Intermittent fasting, bro. When I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat. But then after I stop eating, I go 20 hours.
Okay,
every day.
So with the commitment of the individual that I'm talking like he's a suspect. Josh Dobson, out of Cornelius, North Carolina, right around the corner from Charlotte. He Todd,
Huff High School. Huff High School problem.
Oh wait, Huff High School. That's where my coach was at. Coach
Aldridge,
Aldridge. He's not there no more though, I don't think.
He's retired. He's retired.
Oh, okay. So what are you talking about? Beat Alabama out. Alabama wasn't even in his
That's
top
the
school.
thing that I read from Rivals said he beat Alabama and Georgia and some big schools.
So you must have read bad information because he's not even listed as having an Alabama visit, nor I don't even really see. I don't even think
they got. Man, listen, they ain't coming nowhere when they're not getting no money.
Offered to get.
They're not coming to Tuscaloosa, Alabama for no government cheese.
See, you're just trying to troll, but brother, you make no sense. Alabama wasn't even recruiting the guy, according to what I just read. So anyway, we got to get out of here. Big shout out.
If they weren't recruiting this guy, this explains why they're dead last in the conference. This explains why they can't win big games no more.
Maybe because they already have. I mean, if you look at our cornerback or secondary, right? I mean, we already have a lot of guys right now. They probably say right now they're not trying to take somebody that much because he probably was.
I looked at him last year against Indiana. I looked at them last year against Vanderbilt, and they weren't too good to me.
I guarantee you our secondary will be better than y'all's in 2026. I'll bet you more than this.
Football season coming, boy. I'm just getting in shape. I just joined the gym, so y'all better get ready because the POP coming back with a vengeance. You best believe that.
Vengeance for what? Nobody did anything to you, dude. We got to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, 3 for All Friday, right here on the Miller's Edge, 500.9, 1230.
I'm going to get my hairline, my beard tight like Coops.
You've been listening to the Miller's Edge.
Hold on, seriously, man. Let me show you this because you just be talking.
We off the radio now. Now we live play podcast.
Yeah. So, but you say shit on the radio just to piss my fans off, not my personal fans, Alabama fans. I mean by that. Before we get out of here, you do that. You do that on purpose. You do that shit on purpose. You try to stir the pot, and then I got to deal with people getting all upset and stuff. And you're not even right. This kid won't even be recruited by Alabama.
Let me show you real quick.
Bro, I'm looking at his rivals thing right here. I'm not saying they never showed any interest. I'm just telling you, if he was seriously being recruited by Alabama, it would show up. I don't see anything that mentions Alabama. All the predictions were South Carolina, Texas A&M, and Auburn. I don't think he visited Alabama, so I don't know what you're talking about, man. But again, they said they're taking a smaller class. I know the quality isn't where a lot of people would, expect it to be. But I'm just saying, if they already talked about being a little bit more conservative with how they're spending, I highly doubt a kid that's rated as a 5-star cornerback is somebody they would have been. I mean, Hayden Stepp, they were targeting, but it looked like they kind of dropped out on that because Oregon probably offered him a bunch of money. Same situation probably here, but I don't even think they were recruiting this guy like that. I see Michigan, Clemson, Auburn, Texas A&M.
Everybody was do the 5-star. Everybody recruits 5-star.
Right. Okay, but he never took any visits here. So, I mean, like, it wasn't
they are paying government cheese money.
Bro, we had 2 top 5 classes the past 2 years. You're just talking, man. Like, it's crazy, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not normally on board with people that, what I'm saying, that are just always like, oh, everybody's out to get Alabama. I don't buy into that. I know people hate, but it's not that deep to me. But you sound, you actually are making those people sound right.
What people?
The people that say that people just want to hate on Alabama because it's Alabama, you're acting like that. You were an Alabama fan when I was here, and now all of a sudden you're acting like the same.
I'm still an Alabama fan.
You're not an Alabama fan talking how you talking.
I'm not a sunshine pumper. I will never be.
That has nothing to do with sunshine pumping. Listen, this is your problem, man. Sunshine pumping is when you're just trying to make spin a positive out of any single situation, man. That's what sunshine pumping is. Even when it's clear as day that it's not a so great situation. It's a not so great situation. You're still trying to, and it's okay. It's okay to try to find the positives and things, but when you make it seem like there is no bad whatsoever, that's sunshine pumping. But what you're saying right now is you're just like hating. So You're completely disregarding. They had
So you
two
trying to
top
tell
five.
me Alabama never recruited this guy?
Listen, I don't keep up recruiting, but I'm telling you, based off of Rivals and On3, which I think are like the league or industry leaders in recruiting, there is no trace of Alabama recruiting this kid. That's what I think you're mixing him up with somebody.
I think Alabama just never had a shot at him because one,
bro, they were target. I just told you they were target. There was another quote unquote 5-star cornerback that they were targeting.
Right.
It's Hayden Steps. So what I'm telling
they have
you,
a board, and then the other 5-star
think they
could have
had
been
the
the
other
number
kid
one
over
guy.
him.
But I bet this guy was on the board.
Well, of course, they probably, if he's a top,
it ain't no big deal.
They probably no, because you're making it seem like, oh, that's not beating Alabama out. If Alabama he never came on a visit here. How is that beating us out? You just making shit up. That's not beating somebody out. That's fake news, man. You spread fake news. We speak facts over here, man.
Okay, that's what y'all are in the cowboy world.
You
get delusional sometimes. You get delusional sometimes.
There are a lot. I'll give you this. There are a lot of fans that
get delusional, bro.
That act kind of Cowboys fans. I'm not going to.
Because here, let me give you some facts. The bottom line is, until money came into play, the University of South Carolina wouldn't even beat nobody for no 5-star. But because what they're showing you, because of money, they're skin in the game now. Everybody is in the game. Everybody.
I just thought about this yesterday, and that's good. Like
even South Carolina,
college football is more exciting right now because you're seeing the fact that Indiana all of a sudden went from the worst program in football history to just running the table and go undefeated. No. Here's my thing. This is why this is good for the sport. I agree to that, but I'm not sitting here saying there's a problem because Alabama's not at the same level of dominance. The problem is it's now creating disparity in the sense of Texas A&M, Texas, these other schools, Oregon's, they're moving ahead, even if ahead of teams like yours, like South Carolina's not going to be able to keep up with those schools. That's moving away from what we're trying to accomplish here, right? That's all I'm saying. That ain't got nothing to do with
here's the reality. Alabama's
still a top 10 spender.
Okay, but they're not spending right. You can spend money, but be a foolish spender.
But
to me, when you don't get plug and play personnel for your team and just bringing in transfer portal guy, that's foolish spending. That's all I'm saying. They got to have a true general manager now in college sports.
But let me
understand roster.
Let me explain something to you.
Understand that we got to let this dude go. He did nothing. Nice kid, but we got to give him the boot. Go
Bro,
find
I'm trying to
somewhere else.
save you from looking dumb because you look dumb. What you're saying is literally what they're doing. I'm trying to help you understand. No, I'm trying to help you understand. You don't even pay attention to it. How would you see it if you don't pay attention to it? You don't even keep up with it. Like, so what are you talking about?
I said you don't know what I keep up with. You think so. That's what I like.
I listen to what
I'd like
you're
you
saying.
to think I don't keep up with it.
Saying, and I'm telling you, you don't keep up with it like that. Here's what I'm saying. I'll be the first one to tell you. We have not done everything perfect, like in terms of our management and stuff. I know for a fact shit that people don't know, that they've missed on people, that they fucked up like their own roster.
Yeah,
like,
you ain't got to cuss. It don't make your point sound. So why people think saying a curse word make them sound more intelligent?
It's nice because I'm not on live radio, so I can talk how I normally talk.
You can talk, but it don't. Maybe that makes you sound foolish.
Okay,
you don't have to talk like that.
I forgot somebody else right there. I apologize to him. But again, that's how I talk when I'm not on radio. It just is what it is. The point I'm trying to make is I know for a fact that they've messed stuff up. But I'm telling you, they recruited top 5 classes the last 2 years. If you really think about what they're doing, they're trying to keep those guys and develop those guys. So that way, over the next couple of years, you have juniors and seniors that have been in your program. They're not just plug and play guys. And then the goal is maybe you spend a little bit less for this class, right? Because you know you're going to have to pay to retain these guys and then plug in the portal. Like I said, I don't agree 100% with what they're doing. I still think you could be more aggressive on the high school side of things when you take less players. I don't think just because you're taking a smaller class, you should have nothing but literally, I hate to say it, but it's not just because they're 3 stars, but a lot of these guys are more like scholarship only type players. They have good potential, but it's a huge difference from the typical player you would recruit here at Alabama. That's a fact. I think they still could be a little bit more aggressive there. And I agree with you on the fact that when it came to the transfer portal, they did bring in players that I think are going to be better than their ranking said, but they also still could have targeted some other players that I think
let me get this.
made a little bit bigger.
If I'm a coach,
that's facts.
And to sit here and say, well, he never came on a official visit. Who gives a rat's tail? Like the point is, I said rat's tail. My point is this: if a kid can play, I'm gonna get him on my campus, because if everybody, the others A&M, the other schools that have beat you or recruiting him, he can play. He must be able to play. He must be a very good player. And if I'm Alabama, I do want to get a shot. I want to get you on my campus and show you all these championship rings and everything that they have to offer. Instead of just saying, well, he didn't. No. I'm going to get the best. I'm shooting,
with you on
as
that.
they said in the street. I'm 10 toes down, and I'm shooting my shot. And I'm trying to get the best available talent in high school on my campus. And I'm going to try to get the best available talent in free agency on my campus. And I'm going to catch this. I'm going to make them tell me no. And I decide out of them top who's my priority. And then I'm really going at them. Right? It's kind of like back in the day when I used to go to Pugs 3. I'm checking out them chicks. I had a board. And I had the top available talent. But out of the top available talent, I sought to mark some of them out. Well, she can't dance. Boy, that outfit she got on jacked up. Well, I gave her a little smooth and the breath wasn't tight. So whatever it was, you start X them out. And then you figure out, I got to have these right here. And then when I figure out the ones I got to have, and then I do like North Carolina, the Duke Blue Devils, whoever that was back in the day, they slap the floor. Oh, boy, they pick up full court because they know I got to play now. I got to go at it. That's all I'm saying. Alabama got to get to that kind of mindset of going at it. I got to get off here. I got to smoke me a cigar. And but it's been a pleasure being with y'all. It really has. It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure.
They're here, man. Why don't you listen? I mean, like Jake said, they signed 3 corners last year, all in the top 100.
I don't listen.
They signed a 5-star corner last year. No.
Okay.
But here's the thing. This is why I was saying you're going to make yourself look dumb because.
No, I'm not. Well, maybe that corner is better than the 3 that you signed, because the 3 that you signed may have been duds and ain't playing no ball. Period. So I'm gonna get if I sign 12.
Just signed, like
if I got one,
just got here.
Even if I sign 12, but if I can get one that's better than 12, I'm gonna go try to get him.
I'm with you. I hear you, but again, bro, there's logistics to it. There's not some bottomless pit. You see what I'm saying? That's like you're
we'll agree to disagree.
No, because you're talking. Like, of course, the goal is to get the best players possible. Like everybody agrees on that, but it has to make sense logistically. Right? The goal for me is to buy as many homes as possible. I don't mean I just have endless amounts of money, just keep buying homes. Like you have to make sense of this stuff. So I'm saying you have to take that into consideration. They signed 2 top 5 class. They signed multiple 5-stars. Xavier Griffin, the safety from Maryland, 5-star type player. Jordan Edmonds, I'm pretty sure he was a 5-star cornerback. Like, they've signed those quality players. Now, this class, they probably don't have the same budget right now. I'm with you. I still think you try if you can, but clearly if they don't have the means to do it, they have to be smart. And here's the last thing I'll say. These kids demand money just to visit nowadays. So if you know a kid is not going, like, you have no shot at signing him, and you like, why would you waste 20, 30? That stuff adds up. That money adds up. That's money you could pay towards another player. So I'm not saying I agree with every little detail that when it comes to the recruiting that we've done. I mean, I think there's definitely some things that we could shift a little bit if you want your best chances to win football games. But that said, you go.
I'm gonna do that. No, I wasn't a pimp. But Alabama Poe, no. But still, you had your board. Now you had your talent board. You got to, you know what I'm saying. And so,
right.
Your vision board. Everybody had that. Listen, I'm just saying, shout out. South Carolina had a few 5-stars. Marcus Lattimore, Davion Clowney.
This shit ain't do shit with them.
Well, they won a lot of football games.
Where's the championships?
They ain't win no
They
championship.
ain't even win. They ain't even win a conference championship. Had all them good
No,
players.
they played for a
championship.
conference championship. They did
Played for one. Alabama
Cam
played for
Newton,
one.
but they ran into a buzzsaw.
Alabama played for one.
They
last
ran
year,
into a
too,
buzzsaw 2010 and lost to
Alabama played
Auburn,
for one last year.
who beat y'all too.
Alabama played for one last year. I'm just saying, Alabama played for one last year.
You can't be hating on South Carolina.
I'm not hating on South Carolina, but I'm saying you need to keep that same energy.
I do have the same energy because when they tell me, here's the difference.
Alabama to this standard.
Here's the difference between me and you, son. Here's the difference. When I could say South Carolina bad or they suck, they terrible. I'll say that.
I never said that.
And there's evidence
they were
that
good.
I ain't worried about what they
They
think
were a great
about me.
program.
I ain't worried about they gonna be upset with me. I look at what I see and I tell it like it is, whether people like it or not. If I'm being fair, period. Listen, but I also, when they get something and then beat other,
y'all just had all that talent and didn't win anything with it.
Well, they got to the championship. They won the East.
Come on,
they won the SEC East.
So you're celebrating the SEC East and
well, if you're South Carolina, when you hadn't won a lot, yeah, you celebrate that.
Come on, man, that doesn't even make sense. So if
listen,
that's
we weren't down there.
So why don't you give Kalen DeBoer credit for making the SEC championship last year if you value that much in South Carolina? No, you don't.
I did give him a lot of credit.
No, you don't.
But I don't give him credit for getting the doors blown off of him.
But you just celebrated that South Carolina made it to an SEC championship.
For
Alabama
South
did
Carolina,
that last football
for
season.
South Carolina to do it. They're not
And
the same program, Christian. The expectations are not the same. It's like Indiana.
This is not Nick Saban anymore, though. This is a different coach and a different.
But you're Alabama. Well, you won one breath. You said
that's just a brand at this point. That's just
now
the
you're
logo.
not Nick Saban
that's just
no
the
more.
logo.
Which one is it, bro?
Listen, I have my set of standards because listen, I helped. All the stuff that was built, I was a very small piece of it, but I still was a piece of it. And so, yes, I have certain standards that I want to be upheld. And it's not necessarily wins and losses or championships or not. Of course, that plays a part. But at the end of the day, it's more so what I see with my eyes and the effort and intensity that those guys play with, because that's what we did. That's my standard, to be honest with you. I tell everybody, I don't care. If we lose 3 games, I don't care about that stuff. I've already won my championships. Them winning a championship does nothing for me. I'm not one of those people I'm not going to buy a T-shirt.
It does something for you.
No, I'm just saying
it
for my show,
for the radio show.
For my show, but I'm saying realistically, I'm not going to go buy a T-shirt that says Alabama 2026 championships. I didn't do shit to win that. I'm going to wear my 2015 and 2017 shirts because I actually participated. Anything else that they do, I'm going to clap my hands and celebrate for them. But I'm not going to
rocking with you on that.
Yeah, because it's just a fact. Like, I mean, and no offense to the fans, I get it, but I'm saying I was a player. Like, there's a difference. Like, I'm proud of that. I did what I did. Nothing that these kids do has no effect on me other than the radio show. I'm going to support them. But all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I don't really care what the record is. As long as you go out there and you play with heart, intensity, and you go uphold that.
But that's the percent. Oh, I got this hat on that says heart. And that's what you said. That word right there, jump, it leaped in my spirit like the baby, like John the Baptist leaped in the belly of Elizabeth, like Jesus leaped in the belly of Mary. When you said heart, because this is what they have not had down at the great Alabama. That's what's been missing is heart, toughness. This is what's gone. It ain't the 5-star and the high 4-star and the big time recruits no more. It's the fact that they don't have heart. Look at your neighbor, slap him high five, and say heart. Because to win these days, you got to be physical. You got to play like this your last game. You got to turn up. And Alabama don't turn up. They got their 5 stars, paint their nails all kind of different colors. They got their 5 stars, got podcasts rather than trying to get better at catching the football. They got 5 stars doing other stuff when they should be focused on football. They should be focused.
That's and this everywhere, man.
No, it is.
What team? I was about to say, what team have you seen that does not have a player that's doing TikTok dances? I've seen Texas A&M.
It don't make it right.
I've seen Georgia. I've seen Ohio State. All these kids nowadays prop their phone up in a freaking locker and dance together with no shirts on, and it's weird to me. But that's what everybody does. Everybody does it. And low key, they really started doing it. I remember
I lost you.
Mac Wilson. That's my guy. Sorry, my mic messed up. But I'm saying Mac Wilson, like the younger guys, it started kind of with that group, to be honest with you. I don't think TikTok was them, but
Mac worked with us when I was training you.
About choke Wilson out for a while. No, I love Mac. That's my guy. But I'm saying this is a difference in generations. Like I remember Ryan Anderson about killed Mac Wilson. because they didn't get down with like Mac was a huge same with like who was the other one that used to always be on social media. But anyway, but see, like the older guys weren't with all that. But
Yeah,
see,
we need Alabama needs we
it's a
I'm a
generational
fan.
thing though. That's generational. It's different though. All these kids do this, bro. I'm seeing Phylon make TikTok videos of Ryan Coleman Williams. I mean, the basketball.
I don't know.
player
I
who
mean,
just
I
got
get
drafted.
sick of that.
But that's
But
life, though.
that's the
Everybody's
generation
doing it.
again. And again, coaches high level of talent. They coach high level basketball talent. They recruit. But he know we joke and talk about this all the
That's
time.
facts, Chelsea.
But the thing is, these kids are not the same. That's what I was saying the other day when you talking about talent. They're bigger and fast. I don't care how big, how fast, what kind of tight suits they wear and look good in. They're soft. They don't have that on my hat. They don't have it. They don't have heart. They don't have toughness. They quit. They call their mama. Coach cuss at me. Coach yelling at me. Blah, blah, blah. Instead of staying there and fighting. Or they transfer. Let me go try to find somewhere else where it's easy. In this country clubbish. Where it ain't. I'm not going to be challenged. I'm not going to be pushed to get better. This is what this culture wants. You're right. It's all this culture. And that's why football
It's all about
is not
attention.
the same anymore.
Look at Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, NBA player. I mean, now he's into streaming and doing all that. I mean, again, they're not. Listen, it's smart. You're building your brand. You can make a lot of money off of streaming, and it helps. Keep your name out there beyond your sport. I get it, but at the same time,
I ain't mad at making a lot of money. I wish I could get me one of those to make a lot of money that can pay their
you know how much
tithes
these
down for
streamers
crack.
make?
We can do some ministry, huh?
You know how much these streamers make? There's streamers that make, man.
I know. I need to get on there and try to make some. So
but see, in order to you got to get clips, and to get clips, you got to.
I got a lot of clips
ignorant stuff.
Well, I ain't doing that. No.
Well, I mean, some of the stuff you say really would be good clips. I mean, it would be good clips.
Well, I'm just speaking honestly. It ain't about being no clip. But my point is, this is what
like your
as
brother
far as Shane Beamer
clips.
in South Carolina, Shane Beamer got a new offensive coordinator, right? He brought in a high quality coordinator that everybody in the world respects in college football. But if they don't win, if they've been given an open checkbook, write checks to these people, go get players, but let them sit here and be 3-4. Or 2-5, or even 2-3. You best believe he's going to be out the door. You best believe that this is it for him. Now, you got the money. You got the offensive coordinator. He said that last year, kept his friend there way too long. You had a Heisman potential quarterback in Lenore Sellers. You had things happening for you, and you did what? They peed down their legs. And that's what they did. Now, you got a final shot. You got your offensive coordinator, you got your running backs coach, you got from Penn State, you got high level coaches, you up your salary. This guy gave them every opportunity. They redoing the stadium, so nice, all this, and you asking Booster to pay $1 million for a box now. I mean, ridiculous money. All this stuff happening right now. You can't coach this team at 3-9, 4-8, 6. And when they're spending this kind of money, again, value production, just like athletes. If you don't produce, you got to be a coach to say, you know what, great kid, great family, but you can't get $250,000 for a half a sack. You go get that somewhere else, but you can't get it up in here, and that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. South Carolina has never been a historically great football program. We've been a 500, a little bit higher football team. That's just what it's been. And if they sometime win 8-9, beat an Alabama like they did in 2010, you're talking about that year, that group. Well, that group beats Alabama when you were number one in the country. I was covering the game, by the way. When you ask about that same team beat Greg McElroy and Trent Rich, all them guys that y'all had. That team beat your team, so they did a lot. Y'all were number one in the country.
Listen,
so
South Carolina has some
those
good
5
years.
stars did do that.
No, I want to be clear. South Carolina with Steve Spurrier, they had some good years. I mean, they had a bunch of 10-win seasons or whatever that was. But
that's like that's a high ceiling for South Carolina.
I know,
South Carolina, y'all was having Chargers and deluxe Chargers and Lambos in the parking lot.
Hold on, no.
Y'all had NIL before
you're lying. See, now you're literally lying for the camera.
That's not no lying. By the way,
No
I know
one,
that's not right.
no one had a Lamborghini. That's a lie. No one
That,
had a
that
Lamborghini.
was joking. But
that
I'm
was-
saying about all them charges though. I
So-
ain't lying about that.
You're telling me if Georgia, Ohio State, all these other places, you're telling
They
me
were cheating too. They were cheating too.
it's not okay. But here's my thing though. You're adding. You know what, bro? You done turned into one of these people.
No,
bro.
I'm just saying.
You are literally making every excuse in the book trying to. If you truly believe, because we had dudes that might have got, I don't know, some type of help getting a car or something. If you think that's why we were a successful team, bro, you sound just like the rest of us.
No, that helped bring in big time talent, Christian. Listen, I got paid money when back in the 80s, people giving money. Let's stop acting like
So you're proving my point. The point is that
but we
everybody
didn't
was
have
doing
a parking lot
no.
full of daggum charges. That was just only a couple. When you could give that to 25 guys with top talent versus 2 guys, it's a big difference, bro.
You're proving my point, bro. If you think for a second that whatever you're describing allegedly only happened at Alabama, and that's why they were able. Come on, man. Listen, I can't speak on Coach. I don't know that I don't have enough history or info on Coach Saban's first or second years recruiting or whatever. But what I do know is winning pretty much recruits itself. So when people like, bro, I went through the process. You were there. That's why are you adding dumb, man? You literally would you're telling me when I was getting recruited, if I chose anywhere but Alabama, you would have been like, you're a fool. And it had nothing,
right.
you know,
because
for a fact,
they were putting guys, they were developing the talent, right? They had great coaches who could teach. They were hard nosed, and they you needed that as a 17-year-old first. That's the kind of coach. Yeah, I would say that. But I wasn't stupid that all the other stuff was going on too. I heard the conversations, not just Alabama, at Georgia, Florida, Florida State, Clemson.
You just proved my point. So
they just did it better than everybody else.
Bro, you sound like everybody else, bro.
Tennessee and the McDonald bag with Jeremy Pruitt, like go get
and
what
did that amount to? And what did that amount? That's what I'm saying. So anybody that like again, that had nothing. That was never a defining factor in anything. Never. You answered it. It was the staff. It was Coach Saban. It was Coach Cochran. It was the culture. It was playing.
I'm not saying they did it, but there was alumni that made sure guys got what they. This ain't gonna go there, but we already know how that works. So I'm just saying. But when you got that plus championship pedigree, and you got the great coaches that Nick Saban had, and him himself being the GOAT, like GOAT James, when you got that right there.
Let me ask you a question. Take all that away. Say like literally there's for however you do this, I don't know how you would do this, but say you remove that ability from every single program whatsoever. Like there's just absolutely no way someone could be compensated in any way, shape, or form. And all you are left with is the true recruiting models, right? The coaching staff, the facilities, the resources, the success.
Alabama did it better than anybody. They had like the things Jeff Allen put.
So now add that back in there, and to your point, say that yes, everybody probably was doing that. You just answered the question. That Alabama never needed that. Never. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. Dude, you know it's true.
I ain't go that far.
Okay, then answer me this then. When NIL was officially passed in like 2021, you know how much Bryce Young was making?
He was making a lot.
No, he was not. He made maybe $300,000.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right.
You get a quarterback
I shouldn't even have said
from
that,
the West Coast to come to small.
Believe what you want to believe.
Alabama.
I'm telling you what I know.
You get a quarterback from, wait a minute, even further than the West Coast. Where's that? Hawaii. From the islands.
He made more than that when it came to
Tua Tagovailoa comes to Tuscaloosa. We have to be crazy to think that they just coming here on their own dime. Come on, man.
No. I'm telling you, when it came to like NIL, like again, probably a little bit more over 3, but I'm telling you,
Bryce Young made 7 figures, bro.
Yes, and 60% of that was coming from actual NIL deals, like those commercials and shit that he was doing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Alabama has been not paying. Will Anderson, if you knew how much, bro, these dudes were not making what you think. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Alabama has never been like this whole, they're just paying all this. People, bro, you're laughing.
No, I'm laughing at some problems. Said no more Dodge Chargers. Those are Lamborghini trucks out there now.
9 million NIL. No, Bryce made million or millions, whatever it was. The seven figures Bryce was making came from him actually doing like actual NIL deals. I'm saying like what he was being paid, like when it became a thing. He wasn't making like there's people making way more money. I'm talking about other schools, way more money. That's a fact. It might not be public, but I'm just telling you what I know. I don't know specific numbers. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure it was around that range. And I could be wrong.
One thing I do know, it's time to smoke a cigar.
All right, go smoke a cigar.
When that lunch Coach Cooper brought over here to me was 5-star. That was 5-star lunch I just had. And I'm getting ready to top it off in the extra round and overtime with some nana pudding. Nana pudding. You like nana pudding?
Huh?
Yeah, I remember SMU, Eric Dixon, Craig James. When they had the death penalty, I remember that.
That's a good point, Leonardo. I mean, don't get me wrong. Listen, I'm not going to sit on here and talk too much, but I know Coach Saban might not have been assisting with stuff. I know that, yes, some people definitely probably got some assistance with some stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dumb, but it's not the way people are trying to make it seem. And I'm just telling you, it's no different than what everybody else was doing. It's literally the same thing everybody else was doing.
I think most, like some of the blue bloods were doing. I would frame that statement that way because everybody couldn't afford to do that. No, we talking about like I got handshakes, right? South Carolina. When I came here, I got handshakes, right? I got my car needed some tires because my mom, we were broke. Well, time they go take it over here, so and so name, they're gonna put some new tires on there. My car motor. Well, go down this car lot. He gonna trade it. He gonna trade you at equal value for your $500 car for $7,500 car. Whatever. I'm just making a point. We got those kind of perks, right? Because they were boosters. Coaches maybe didn't even know they were done.
So how's that different?
But that was only because I was the top in my class, and there were certain people could get that. South Carolina couldn't afford to get that to 40 guys, whereas. You used to go to these parking lots, Alabama, Florida, Georgia. I mean, you talking about Chargers and these high-level Suburbans, and these kids come from
our
poor areas.
Wasn't like that. No. We had there's a bunch of Chargers, Challengers. What are you making that face for? What Suburbans are you talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry, they're not Suburban, but they'll have four jacked-up trucks like Silverado.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question. So,
country.
I had a jacked up truck, and guess what?
Now you bought your own truck, but yours were old. I'm talking about these dudes had new trucks.
No. So when I first got to college, I had a 04 F-150. But by my senior year, I bought a 2014 Chevy Silverado. It's the first car I ever purchased. I financed. I traded it. I took a Camaro that I owned. I paid for cash. I sold it. I bought it for $20,000 cash. I know you're like, where'd you get $20,000? I saved up the whole time I was in college. Because remember, I was living at home, so I only paid for my room.
That is true. That's very true.
Yeah, so I was smart. So if you're smart financially, so somebody could have came in the parking lot and assumed that my truck was given to me. It wasn't. That was all my hard-earned money that no one gave me except.
Yeah, but they have $50,000, $60,000 trucks. Yours was $20,000.
Mine was $34,000. I financed. I put $20,000 down. I financed like $15,000. Payment was like $200 a month. I made $1,600 a month for my stipend. I paid like $500 for the room, paid $230 for the payment, other little bills. That's what I'm saying. Like people.
No, you did all that. I ain't even gonna joke about it. No, you did all that. You did all that.
So my point is,
will buy something off of the famous Craigslist and be telling me, Dad, bring your truck over here. I bought a moped or what? I must go to some dude's house, stranger get a moped. He'll have it 2 days until I sold it for 3 times more. He was like, that's what he did.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, I mean, guys could have been doing stuff like that too. You never know. I mean,
no, sir, not them dudes back in the day. They ain't doing that.
How do you know their families couldn't help, afford some of that stuff though?
I mean, you really.
Why are you laughing? I'm saying like you laugh. I mean, I'm thinking about it. If they don't have to pay a scholarship, if they're not paying a scholarship, you Why? You think just because they're black athletes they can't afford vehicles?
No.
So,
and I would probably just guess that a lot of them couldn't.
But why? That's kind of stereotyping, isn't it?
No, that's kind of fact.
it's stereotyping.
That's kind of factual because
no, it's not.
Back in those, I'm telling you, it's like back when I came along. Most guys from my culture, their family couldn't afford to buy no daggone car like that. I had a $500 car that I worked hard in the watermelon field.
Not everybody grew up like you did.
I had to throw watermelon, fill up 18 wheels, and drive the truck to Roanoke, Virginia, to the market up there.
Not every football recruit comes from a family. Like some actually come from nuclear families that have two working parents.
I'm not saying that there's not some, but I'm just saying the brothers that most of the brothers that I played ball with in college could not afford to have no car. They had to have some kind of assistance.
Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah, dad played pro ball. He was different. That was different.
Let me think of. I'm trying to think.
Jamie had an older brother who was in the pro ball. That's different. I mean, Jamie was driving around a Range Rover, one of them 150,000-mile Rangers.
Graduation gift from his brother. Before that, he had
like 170.
Before that, he was driving an Impala
for 170, something like that.
He was driving an Impala before that. I'm just saying. I mean, David Cornwell had a Raptor. His parents bought him, but he's not.
He came up from a rich family, just like the other quarterback. His family was
Blake Barnett.
Yeah, them do. Let's just be honest. We call a spade around here.
It is what it is.
There
as far as like Sean. All right, here's a good example. Like Sean Deion Hamilton. Sean Deion Hamilton. He wasn't as highly rated as maybe somebody like. I'm trying to think. I think Sean. What does Sean drive? But Sean, again, I'm pretty sure Sean's came from like a middle class kind of family.
I'm not saying 100%.
But if you're saying let's say like Deshaun Hand. Deshaun Hand. I don't know his situation, but to me, I thought Deshaun Hand drove Rashawn Evans came from a middle class family, a family that did.
Yeah, his family had business in Auburn.
Right. What I'm saying is, if you really want to break it down and look at everybody,
I'm saying if I took 4 or 5 years that you were there and took strictly black athletes, I would say 85 to 90% of them families couldn't afford. Yeah, you can give me an example here there to try to prove a point.
Stereotypical, man.
It's facts. It's just what it is, bro. I got to get out of here. We got 7 cigars.
All right.
Good I'm just saying.
A good conversation.
All right, let me ask Coop this. Coop, what percentage do you say basketball going to be even higher coming from African American players, more so than football? Mm-hmm. What percentage would you think that their families, black families, well, now maybe a little different, but could afford to buy their kid a $40,000, $50,000 car to go to college?
Whoa, 40, 50. You just bought the number up.
Very, very low. That's 4%.
No. I was saying like,
that would be
no. I would say no. Remember, cars are cheaper than trucks. You can get a used car. Remember, you can get a used Charger for $20.
A car is very high. Yeah, very light.
But wouldn't you agree that
25,
most
30.
of the athletes come from less to middle class families?
Yeah,
that you're recruiting college type high level guys. Yeah. See, that's fact. That's just fact.
Yeah, I understand there's a lot that come. I'm just saying
most people from African American status are not going to be at that level. These are hard working families that living paycheck to paycheck. The one that you hear about in politics. These guys are just living to pay their light bill, put groceries on the table, pay their car, and they ain't got no leftover for them people.
There's a lot like that.
Heck, ain't nothing to invest. What can you get for zero?
But here's my thing though. But here's something I also know. You talked about my history of buying and selling things, cars and whatnot. But do you also realize there's a lot of people that come from low income situations, and there's dealerships that offer zero money down. Interest rate is going to be high as hell.
But you got to have good credit.
No. There's people that they're smaller.
Oh, you going there with no credit and get zero?
They're smaller. No. You might have to put something down. But I'm just saying there are ways where people are going to get on the back end, but they even almost target individuals like that they know don't come from the best situations because they're going to hike up the interest rate, which should be about 5-6%, right? Ends up being 15-20%, which is outrageous, but that's their way of getting money on the back end because they know these people can't. So I'm just saying, You don't think for a
go
second
to the stadium and have that
been
conversation with them players. That's good. That's why I said you should always. They should hire you to help these young people. That's why I said
I got more knowledge. They would know. I got more knowledge.
Right. That's why you should use that and make them pay you for it. Instead of, that's what I'm saying.
They're trying to pay the kids to come work out. So unfortunately,
I'm just saying that. So I'm gonna parlay that in the money if I'm you. I'm gonna go present that to the coach and say this is why there's a position, because coaches can't create a position for you to help these kind of kids and have these conversations because they are important.
I got.
But my battery about to die out. But
all right,
anyway,
y'all go smoke y'all cigars, man. Coop, nice to meet you, sir.
Oh my God, hold down, man.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Appreciate you, man. We'll
Chat, I'll holler at y'all.
We'll get him on to talk some basketball when it comes back around.
Yeah. Well, he messed up a little bit with basketball because he thinks Jordan is the greatest player ever, and I think it's LeBron James.
We'll bring him on to talk about it. That's a good conversation.
Sounds
all right,
good.
We'll see you, chat. We'll see you guys.
How you doing, man? Good, are you? Pretty good.